Hi, I'm DC, and I'll be your only friend.
Hi, I'm Topher, and I'm your sweet dream and your beautiful nightmare.
Hi, I'm Edison, and I'm still finding myself.
What? And along the way, he found Gladys. Irving.
So welcome, everybody. Welcome to Femmes React with a very, very special Topher.
I just felt like dressing up. It just felt like a special episode.
You graced us with your presence every week, and now this is like a heaven sent. Thank you.
Stop this. Now I'm setting a precedent. I don't know if I can do this every week.
I know. We go up from here. We're getting started with episode 6 this week. It's been a very interesting ride, a very opinionated ride. What do y'all think about so far?
We're still not quite in the thick of the hot, messy mess that I know we can get to. I feel like we're starting to dig. We're starting to get into this mess. And I don't know how far into the messy mess we're going to get because it is GMMTV and we're pushing boundaries for GMMTV. So we can only push them so far. I can see the potential of we can really go real deep into this dumpster fire. Like we can watch the world burn if we want to. And I'm ready to watch the world burn. I came prepared.
People need to get more hurt, I guess, and get more messy, and
y'all need to hurt more
for our entertainment and also for our education. I think Mew and Top, they're ready to explode, and I just really want to know if Mew genuinely loved Top, or if I don't know. I think I need more steep character dives into these people to know really what their pain is about and what their jam is. It'd be good to know a bit more about the other characters because we only feel like Sand and Ray are important right now. What are the star signs? You saw their star signs on Twitter.
They're wrong, is what they are.
Let me bring everybody up.
One more person tells me I'm Boston. I'm gonna flip something. I don't know.
Nobody's telling you you're Boston. The universe is
Everyone is telling me I'm Boston. The universe is trying to shove me and Boston together. Which,
Boston could secretly be the most bestest, angelic, morally righteous character in the show. So maybe...
He could be.
Yes.
That's the plot twist. Boston is actually the good guy here.
Imagine.
Well, it looks like so far that even through the preview is that Mew's going to take a heel turn. He's going to go from being a face to a heel. And it's especially with him just getting in with Top and then losing himself. So I think that's going to happen. It'll be just really interesting when like all of a sudden Boston is like, he has some tragic thing in his back, and then everybody's like, oh, okay. So what we have is Boston as a Cancer, Sand as a Scorpio, Drake as a Leo.
Wait, why is Drake here?
He's coming back, y'all.
And I'm just going to shorten this one. But
is this official?
This is not official. Just something that somebody. Mew is a Virgo, which makes
not anymore.
Nick is a Taurus. Top is a Capricorn. Ray is a Pisces.
Gasp.
Nobody got time for air signs. What the hell?
Don't worry, Libra is one of the lesbians. So yes,
there we go.
So those are the unofficial.
We need to get JoJo to post these, the official ones.
Yes, tell JoJo to fix this.
Speaking of Sand and Ray, what do you think about those two?
I think they're hot. I don't know. Like I said last week, they're the only couple in this series that I'm actually rooting for. Maybe it's because we spent the most time with them, but like I don't trust other people and other ships, and there's just a lot of problematic stuff. I mean, there's problematic stuff happening in Ray and Sand ship too, but they're the ones that I'm rooting for the most. They seem to have the most, like Edison was saying last time, heart. Like Sand has heart, and just anything surrounding him just brings heart and just lovability to the show. So I'm rooting for them. Mm-hmm. But again, if they don't end up together in the end, that's fine. I'm fine with that too. But they're the one couple that I'm like, yeah, I would like to see them together if I had my choice.
I just think the motivation for Ray is a bit ambiguous at this point on why he's pursuing Sand. Like for me, I just assumed that he was not like using Sand, but like Sand was the replacement for Mew. But he's not necessarily like over Mew at this stage. So he's still trying to like rebound or something, but not necessarily. I don't think he's romantically into Sand yet. I'm only saying that because when he said happy birthday to Sand, like I think that was a moment for them to clarify what they were doing was either like platonic or more, because I think Sand gave off those vibes of being like, maybe this is something we should talk about, you know? But instead, Ray was just like, happy birthday. Like, I feel like he wanted to comfort Sand, but he couldn't because he didn't want to be emotionally intimate because he's not ready, or he's not capable of that because he's still hung up on the rest of his life. So I think people are reading the relationship like it's romantic and sweet and cute, but I don't think these people should be exempt from the mess that the rest of the show is. I feel like there's still a lot of stuff that's still gonna happen. As much as I love Calton, I don't think he's innocent.
They're not going to be absolved of the mess because Ray has addiction to deal with, and he has the history with his parents and his mother and all that stuff. So that's like mess under the surface waiting to happen. And this is the last thing before we get into today's episode that we got to talk about. The Boston episode, the way that it ended last week with the drinking, the hypno, the Thunderbird and smoking weed and all this other kind of stuff, and all of that happened. That the meet was Boston just like, was it planned or was it just like him just being Boston, or what's the point of all of that?
Yeah, Topher, what was the point? Can you tell us?
I mean, speaking as the Boston expert on staff here, I don't know that it was planned. Like, Boston's very good at calculating and planning things and all that kind of stuff and playing games. I don't think that was necessarily planned. If I were to try to relate to him as a fellow Cancer,
my God, so accurate.
I feel like, I know with me, whenever I start drinking, I'm not the type who gets like sloppy drunk or anything like that. It just shuts down my filter. I get a lot more unfiltered and a lot more like, I know exactly what I'm saying. I just don't care anymore. So I think with Boston, I don't think he went to that scenario saying, I'm a fuck this night up. But the more he compounded with alcohol, drugs, and they were going in hard. Like, his filter just shut up. He gave zero fucks by the end of that night. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna just say what's on my mind. And you know, it might hurt someone's feelings, it might not hurt someone's feelings, whatever. And then the pieces just fell where they fell. And he's like, why are you coming at me? I'm just speaking the truth. What? So I don't think he planned that particular instance, but I honestly don't think he cared that he fucked up their night.
As a Boston whisperer and a projector, I think Boston is in a place where he was living by young gay rules and hierarchies, and he was like, out of my friends, I'm the hot shit, I get all the men, I'm better than not like better, but at least he felt confident. But him seeing his friends move on with other people, you know, Ray is finding happiness in friendship and a potential relationship and moving on, and Mew is moving on with Top, and I think he feels left behind because Mew is smart, he's got good grades, he'll have a really nice, you know, luxurious life with Top, and Ray and Sand are going to be happy. So I think Boston is afraid that he's gonna be stuck in the same place, and eventually, he's gonna be like, sleeping with all these people gets me nowhere. I'm just gonna be an old twunk, and that's my life. And
23 and just over the head.
Oh my God.
So
that's gay death.
So like, yeah, you need to transition to gay retirement, and I think he's not. He's afraid of losing the prime of his life and the friends that are there to make him feel not necessarily supported, but make him feel important. I think Boston needs to feel special, and he's not getting it anymore.
Well,
what does that say about me? Anyways, let's start with this.
Anyway, so let's but
ดูใครอยู่ปะกูมีข่าวประจำอยู่ประมาณ 2-3 คนน่ะ
แซนเนี่ยมันไม่เคยพาเพื่อนมาเจอเลยกูว่าไม่น่าใช่เพื่อนธรรมดาแล้วมั้ง
ก็ไม่ธรรมดาหรอกแม่
กูก็ไม่รู้นะเว้ยว่ามึงสองคนจะรักกันได้หรือเปล่าเพราะว่าทั้งใจเลยอ่ะ
he's starting to change himself.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday to me.
Well, Mew and San must be really close astrologically if they're having concurrent birthdays. Oh, they look genuinely
อันนี้รู
happy.
ปเรากับแม่เราทั้งสองคนนะ
Oh, wow.
น่ารักปะ
แม่ทั้งสองคนหมายถึงแม่มิวชอบผู้หญิงเหรอ
เนี่ยแม่บัวแม่ของเราเองอะจริง ๆ แม่เราเลิกกับพ่อเราตั้งแต่เรายังเด็กๆแล้วอะแม่มาบอกทีหลังว่า แม่แอบชอบเพื่อน ก็เลยขอเลิกกับพ่อเราแล้วก็ย้ายไปอยู่กับแม่หนิงอะแล้วก็เลี้ยงเรามาด้วยกันนี่แหละ หลังจากนั้นก็ย้ายไปอยู่ต่างจังหวัดไปเปิดคาเฟ่เชื่อปะตั้งแต่เราโตมาเนี่ยนะยังไม่เคยเห็นเขาทะเลาะกันเลยอะโคตรรักกันเลย
ฟังดูแล้วนี่ครอบครัวมิวอบอุ่นมากเลยนะไม่เหมือนครอบครัวเราเลยอ่ะคือพ่อแม่เราทำแต่งานอ่ะเด็กๆก็ปล่อยให้เรานอนคนเดียวตลอดแต่เราก็คิดว่าตอนนั้นเป็นข้อดีนะที่ทำให้เราได้มีอิสระทำอะไรมากขึ้นน่ะแต่พอฟังเรื่องครอบครัวมิวแล้วนี่เราอยากมีแบบนี้บ้างจัง
ก็คงเป็นอีกข้อหนึ่งอะมั้งที่เรารู้สึกว่าเราไม่เคยขาดความรักเลยอะเลยรู้สึกว่าไม่จำเป็นต้องมีแฟนก็ได้มั้งถ้าอยากได้ความรักก็หาจากเพื่อนหาจากแม่เอาอะ
นี่แต่แบบนั้นมันก็ไม่เหมือนกันป่ะเพื่อนกับครอบครัวเป็นคนละแบบนะแล้วถ้ามิวมีแฟนเนี่ยมิวก็จะมีแฟนที่อบอุ่นแบบนี้ไงเนี่ยแบบเนี้ยเนี่ยเห็นไหมมันแทนกันไม่ได้ออกแล้ว
Yeah, I guess.
He'll give me love as long as I get a LASIK
รู้แล้ว
surgery and do this and do this.
นี่ท็อปเดี๋ยวปลายปีนี้แม่เราจะมาถ้าอยากให้ท็อปเจอแม่แล้วนะ
ได้ดิรับรองนะ
That's
ว่าแม่
assuming
มิว
that
เนี่ย
y'all still gonna be together.
แน่
อย่ามั่นเถอะจะอยู่ถึงตอนนั้นหรือเปล่ายังไม่รู้เลย
That's
ๆ
what I'm
ไม่พูดแบ
saying.
บนี้ล่ะ
ก็ท็อปไม่เคยคบใครเกิน3 เดือนไม่ใช่หรอ
นี่มิวเราไม่รู้นะว่ามิวคิดยังไงกับเราอ่ะแต่เรากำลังพยายามเป็นคนที่ดีขึ้นเพื่อมิวอยู่นะ
Well, you
ให้เลิกเพย์บ
could
อ
try better.
ยเล่นยาให้เลิกเจ้าชู้อ่ะ
Be a
ไม่ใช่
better
เราเลิกอะไร
person
อี
to
กอ่ะ
yourself.
มิวบอกเรามาดิเรายอมหมดทุกอย่างเราแพ้แล้ว
ของอย่างเงี้ยต้องรอดูอ่ะพูดอย่างเดียวไม่ได้หรอกต้องทำให้เห็นด้วยเข้าใจ
รู้แล้วจ้า
It's cute, I guess.
Don't let the muscles fool you, Topher. Oh, spooky, dooky.
Ooh.
hold my shoulder.
And top 10.
And insane.
นี่ครับอาจารย์พวกเราตั้งใจจะเปิดให้ทันต้นปีหน้าครับถ้าตรงตามแผนก็ไม่น่ามีปัญหาอะไรครับ
แล้วก็เดี๋ยวพวกเราเชิญอาจารย์มางานแกนโอเพนนิ่งนะครับ
All right, so this
ดูดีเล
what
ย
it- yeah,
แค่ปรับ
this is
business
a little
plan
bit much.
แล้วก็เพิ่มประเด็นที่ผมคอมเมนต์ไปในไฟล์ผมว่าก็จบได้แล้วนะ แต่ก็อย่างที่ผมเคยเตือนเอาไว้ว่า พวกคุณกำลังทำเกินกว่าที่ผมขอ
Yes.
ไหวใช่ไหม
ไหวค่ะอาจารย์ เป็นรูปเป็นร่างขึ้นเยอะ
Y'all doing the
ไป
most
เลยค่ะ เนี่ยขนาดตั้นเนี่ยช่วยงานได้ตั้งเยอะเลยค่ะ จึงเลย
I just
ค่ะ
asked for a PowerPoint presentation.
Right?
ก็
God, why would you say that? See, Boston would feel bad about himself knowing that he's not as adequate as his
คนเป็นเพื่อนกันเนี่ย
friends.
คบกันเฉยๆยังมีปัญหากันได้เลย แล้วมาทำธุรกิจร่วมกันแบบเนี้ย ระวังนะจะมีปัญหากัน
ไม่มีปัญหาแน่นอนค่ะอาจารย์ พวกหนูเนี่ยไม่เอาเรื่องส่วนตัวมาปนกับเรื่องงานแน่ๆค่ะ
Oh,
ก็ดีก็ดี
Lies.
lies.
Oh my god.
Oh, right. Cao Chung's still mad at Boston.
Mm-hmm.
This is
มิว
Oh, we get 2 scenes with a lesbian. Okay.
right.
อ๋อกูจะไม่ใส่แว่นแล้วว่ะเดี๋ยวว่าจะไปทำเลสิกแล้วอ่ะ
Ugh,
เขาบอกว่าจะพาไปทำเลสิกกับหมอที่เขารู้จัก
we betrayed our soul. All our glasses, where are people?
อยากมีแฟนแบบนี้บ้างอ่ะ
Wait.
Look at Boston. Boston was like,
ดูแลมึงไม่ดีเหรอ
ก็ดีอ่ะ แต่บางทีกูก็เหนื่อย ยิ่งช่วงเนี้ยนางชอบน้อยเรื่องหนังสั้นของนางอยู่ กูอะก็ต้องคอยสนับสนุนนางบอกว่าดีมากเตงสู้ๆนะจงทำต่อไปแต่เอาจริงๆป่ะกูดูไม่รู้เรื่องเลย อาร์ตแดกประสาท
Oh, that's relatable. I could relate.
แต่กูสนเรื่องมึงมากกว่า
How do you support your
กูได้
friends
ว่า
เฮ้ย
มึง
you
อะ
don't enjoy
คบ
their
กับมันอี
art?
กแล้วเหรอวะยังไงเล่ามาดิมีแฟนแล้วเหรอ
it's like that's good for you. Keep it up. You're doing something I
ไม่เคย
think
มี
you
แฟ
like.
นเว้ย
เปิดใจหน่อยดิ
I
ว่า
don't
เพื่
like
อ
it,
น
but you'd like
น้ำ
it.
แข็งขั้วโลกเหนือเนี่ยยังละลายได้เลย กูเชื่อว่าต้องมีคนเนี่ยมาละลาย
You guys are
ได้
bringing
แน่เลย
global warming into this?
แต่หัวใจของกูเนี่ย แช่ฟีดไว้อุณหภูมิติดลบ ไม่มีใครละลายได้อยู่แล้ว
นี่เอางี้ไหมมึงชวนไอ้นิกอะไปงานวันเกิดมิวที่ร้านมิวดิ
เพื่อไม่เอาหรอกเดี๋ยวพวกมึงก็แจกโป๊กกูอีกพวกมึงนี่แม่งยิ่งแย่
Ray is just
คราวนี้กู
sitting
จะ
here.
สัญญา
It's like I ain't got nothing to say.
กูจะชงให้ยังหวานเลย
เออเดี๋ยวกูลองชวนดู
ดีมากเพื่อนคนเยอะๆมันจะได้สนุก
ว่าแต่นิกน่ารักนะเว้ยตั้น
จริงกูเชียร์
If
Okay,
looks
yep.
could kill.
Okay.
Are we doing this again?
See, I told you Boss Noise had his titties out. That's why I'm here like this. I knew they were going to come out at some point today.
They're actually like hanging out there instead of just
มือมึงก็มีไทยเองดิ
extracurricular activities.
ก็ได้หลังมาทั่วเลยนะ ไม่ต้องสั่ง
All
กู
over.
ที่มึงแฉเลยคืนนั้นอะโคตรเฮี้ยเลยรู้ป่ะ แล้วมึงยังไปอัดคลิปมันอีกอะ
รู้
Speaking of evil for recording.
Right?
Maybe y'all are better match than yeah.
Wait, he was a little high. He blamed it on Sans cookies
คนเราแม่งพวกคุกกี้ได้ด้วยเหรอวะ
because them edibles when they kick in. No,
แต่ถ้ากูเป็นคนดีเนี่ย มึงก็คงจะไม่ชอบกูป่ะเพราะเทสมึงอะน่าจะชอบผู้ชายเป็นแบดนะ
Not you calling me out for my taste in red flags.
hey. We're not going to bring in the toxicness of what I find attractive.
เดี๋ยวไปเจอกูบ้าง
Oh,
Hey, Drake.
hey Drake.
ทักไปไม่ตอบ
You want to join?
หวังให้กูตอบมือก่อน
ก็ขอโทษไปแล้วไงบอกแล้วไงว่าไม่ได้ตั้งใจ
You didn't mean to do
ไอ้
what?
อย่างถ้ากูไม่ตอบมึงอะแซวกูไม่อยากเจอมึงยังกล้าทักกูอีกเหรอ
No answer is an answer.
กูก็นึกว่ามึงกับกูจะเป็นเพื่อนกันได้อีก
I got a
เพื่อนคน
friend.
ที่แอบถ่ายกูอะมันน่ารังเกียจ
Wait, Drake was the one?
Not y'all out here laying this foreshadowing.
Oh, I didn't expect Drake to
ใครวะ
be that person.
มึงจำเรื่องที่กูเคยเล่าให้มึงฟังได้ปะที่มีคนแอบถ่ายกูอะ
จำได้
ไอ้นี่แหละไอ้แก๊ปเด็กวิทย์วะกูไม่เรื่องกลัวจริง
แก๊ป
คิดกูจริงไหมอะไม่รู้แม่งก๊อปปี้เก็บไว้อีกหรือเปล่าอะเฉยถ้ากูไม่กลัวพ่อกูเสียชื่อเสียงนะว่ามันไปปล่อยไปกูไม่อายเลยหรอกมึงแม่งโจทย์เยอะชิบหายเลยว่ะมึงอยากเป็นโจทย์กูอีกคนหนึ่งปะกลัวกูไม่เป็นโจทย์มึงหรอก
Yeah, my recording doesn't have your face. It's fine.
มึงสู้กูไม่ได้หรอกโอ้โหมึงอะไรเงี้ยจังวะ
Mountain on this
ไม่
dog.
ได้ไงโอ้ยไอ้นิ่งมึงอยากเห็นตากูบ้างนะ
Yeah, you gotta watch out for them little ones. They're small, but they're feisty. They're
ไม่
strong.
I'm mad about
ไม่ได้
it.
นอนดิแล้วเมื่อเช้านี่กินยา
Like, where did you get so much strength?
ร้านปิดตี 2กว่าจะเก็บของกลับบ้าน แล้วมึงลากกูมาแต่เช้าเลยเนี่ย เอาเวลาไหนไปนอนคะหึนี่ ดูแลกูแล้วเนี่ยก็ดูแลตัวเองด้วยนะ ใช้ชีวิตให้มันเป็นวัยรุ่นบ้างทำตัวให้มันแบบใจแตกบ้าง
Teenager?
ถ้าเรื่องใจแตกนะแม่ไม่ต้องห่วงเลย ใจมันแตกไปนานแล้วแม่
นี่ แล้วเพื่อนมึงคนที่เป็นไฮโซคนนั้นอะใช่แฟนปะคือ
I mean, he has a name. He's got other qualifiers besides rich
ก็เลยง
mama.
งไงตกลงยังไง
But mama, mama.
Like, what about that cute friend of yours or that friend you brought to the bar? But no, mama jumped straight to she's like, you know that rich friend who had lots of money? You know that one that you got?
That's just getting like hints to like you should marry him. that's like the breadcrumbs to marry.
I heard he's a doctor.
Right.
I always wanted a doctor in the family.
Your friends never have names. They just have adjectives for mom.
แต่ก็มีสนุกกันบ้างอะแม่
เตือนไว้เลยนะคะ ไอแบบว่าไม่มีอะไรสนุกเฉยๆเนี่ย ระวังมันจะไม่สนุกไม่เฉยนะคะ
It might end up pregnant.
Y'all could try.
Oh, it's Mew.
มีไม่ต้องตื่นเต้นหรอกไม่มีอะไรน่ากลัวเลยเดี๋ยวนี้ทำเลสิกนะแป๊บเดียวแค่นั้นเองเสียเวลาต้องตรวจตานี่แหละทำจริง15 ทีเอง
รู้แล้ว เรากลัวหลังจะผ่าตัดเสร็จมากกว่า
ยิ่งไม่มีอะไรต้องกังวลเลยทำวันเดียวก็หายแล้วรับรองนะว่าพรุ่งนี้มิวลืมตาตื่นขึ้นมาเนี่ย
Then you'll see the red flags.
มันเกิดแน่นอน
Can only hope.
ขอบคุณมากครับท็อปที่มาเป็นเพื่อนอะ
เรามาเป็นแฟนต่างหาก
Don't change yourself for a boy.
นี่เดี๋ยวเราจะลงไปซื้อกาแฟข้างล่างอะมิวจะเอาอะไรไหม
เอาแอปเปิลโซดาก็ได้
งั้นเดี๋ยวเรามานะ
นมเย็นแก้วหนึ่งครับ
พอดีนมหมดค่ะ รอแป๊บหนึ่งได้ไหมคะกำลังให้พนักงานไปซื้อค่ะ
โอเคครับ
Oh, you're gonna run into Top, and then you're gonna have a little fight.
เอาอเมริกาโน่นอยสลับแล้วก็แอปเปิลโซดาแก้วหนึ่งครับ
ได้ค่ะ
Oh, what's the beef?
I mean, he did hit him with a car a couple episodes ago.
And he slept with his ex.
And he slept with his ex.
Yes, but I want to know more.
กูมาโรงพยาบาลเอาผ้ามาซักมั้ง
ชัดเจนดีนะมึงเนี่ย กูเห็นว่าเราหลบหน้ากันไม่ทันแล้วอ่ะ ก็เลยอยากลองชวนมึงคุยด้วยสักหน่อย
I mean, we can.
แต่กูไม่ได้อยากคุยกับคนแบบมึงอะดิ
เรื่องในอดีตอ่ะ มึงก็ลืมไปบ้างเหอะจะแค้นไปถึงไหนวะยังไงแฟนเก่ามึงเนี่ยกูไม่ได้ยุ่งแล้วไงมึงกับกูตอนเนี้ยเจอกันบ่อยมาผูกเว้นกันไว้ดีกว่าปะ
I don't want to be your
ไม่ได้อยาก
friend
เป็นมิตรกับจริงๆมิวเขาก็ดูเป็นคนดีนะมึงเหมือนแฟนเลยวะ
กูได้ทุกคนที่กูอยากได้ปะแล้วมึงอะได้ใครบ้าง
Wait, what? Why would you say that? That's so rude.
Yes, why would you say that? Why would the loving boyfriend who's totally changed and loves Mew for himself say that?
I can get anyone I want.
It's almost like that's been the narrative this whole time.
Even if you can, why would you say that to somebody to hurt though? Like, that's so rude.
Because he's prideful. I saw this little thing where like each one of them is one of the 7 deadly sins.
Lord, do I even want to know?
That's pride. It's ego right there.
จริงๆมิวเขาก็ดูเป็นคนดีนะ
What a terrible thing to say.
กูได้ทุกคนที่กูอยากได้ปะแล้วมึงอะได้ใครบ้าง
Who do you get? Like, what?
แต่พอมิวเขารู้ว่ามึงเป็นคนยังไงนะมึงเตรียมตัวไว้เถอะ
Oh yeah, because he knows you cheated.
ใจเย็นก่อนดิคนเรามันเปลี่ยนกันได้นะเว้ย
แต่คนแบบมึงอ่ะเปลี่ยนไม่ได้หรอก
Leopard
เฮียยังไงก็เฮียอย่างนั้นแหละ
อเมริกาโน่เย็นโนไซรัปกับแอปเปิลโซดาได้แล้วค่ะ
I'm not saying he can't change. I'm just saying I don't trust him.
นี่นะครับ
I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
Is First really as tall
ของ
as
กูแล้ว
Force?
ขอให้มึงได้ของเร็วๆแล้วกันนะ
Top looks so much taller than Sad.
Now he's blind for a day, messing around with you. Well, he couldn't see before all the
กูได้ทุกคน
merch.
ที่กูอยากได้ปะแล้วมึงอะได้ใครบ้าง
Oh,
แต่พอมิวเขารู้ว่ามึงเป็นคนยังไงนะ
girl.
มึงเตรียมตัวไว้เถอะ
Girl. Sand. Yes, get messy. I mean, don't, but like, yes. But
What's happening, baby?
Whose
Oh,
song
you
is
got-
that? Is that his
you go.
song?
Yes. Are you going to take it to Nick to get...
I'm so confused.
I
What?
think Sand's playing a game here. Hold on.
นิกกูโทรหามึงตั้งหลายสายแล้วมึงไม่รับโทรศัพท์กูเลยวะ
เฮ้ยโทษทีว่ะ กูไปเล่นเวกบอร์ดมา
เดี๋ยวนี้มึงเล่นกีฬาเอ็กซ์ตรีมได้เหรอวะมึงเปลี่ยนไปแล้วเนี่ยทั้งการแต่งตัวมึงทั้งไลฟ์สไตล์มึงแล้วไหนยังไงเรื่องมึงกับไอ้บอสตันอะยังคุยกันถูกคอเหมือนเดิมปะ
Why y'all
ก็
changing?
เชี่ย
What? That's
สวีทกันจน
it's
ไม่
a
สนใจรูเมท
selfie.
อย่างกูแล้วมั้งเนี่ยแต่ก็อย่างว่าแหละคนมันมีความรักอะมันก็ได้ยินแค่เสียงหัวใจของตัวเองเหรอวะ
เวอร์และน้ำเน่าสัตว์
กูยืมโทรศัพท์มึงหน่อยเนี่ยนิกพอดีกูจะโทรหาแม่อะล่าสุดกูพาแม่ไปโรงพยาบาลแล้วเขาดูเครียดๆอะ
แล้วของมึงอะ
Uh-huh. See, I knew he playing games. I knew it.
Sand, I am both disappointed and proud of you. I don't know what to feel right now.
ไอ้เหี้ย นี่มึงไปผ่านสงครามที่ไหนมาเนี่ย
กูทำตกตอนกูขับมอเตอร์ไซค์อะมึง
Hey,
ไม่กูได้ปะ
driving.
ชัวร์ว่ะ ถ้าเปิดติดก็กู้ได้แหละ เดี๋ยวกูดูให้แล้วกัน มึงเอาไปวางที่ห้องกูอะ
ตอนนี้ได้ปะมึงพอดีกูรีบอะ
ต้องตอนนี้ด้วยเหรอ
ตอนนี้แหละมึง
Please. And also, can I see that phone,
เดี๋
please?
ยวกูดูให้ก็ได้
So I can email myself this audio clip right quick.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Yes, Sand. Get into the plot. Yeah.
No.
It's like, I can be messy too.
Yes. Yes. None of us are innocent. No morally righteous characters here. We're all bad. We're all bad.
I mean, if it was Nietzsche, then it'd be fine.
Who's Nietzsche?
ไอ้แซน
Frederick Nietzsche.
แซน ไอ้แซน
ฮัลโหลครับแม่ครับแม่อย่าลืมกินยานะแม่แล้วก็ไม่ต้องเครียดมากล่ะ
Only thing he has to do is check the
Calls, yes.
ขอบใจนะมึง
What if she didn't even pick up?
โชคดีนะที่ยังเปิดติดอะแล้วนี่แม่มึงโอเคปะ
โอเคแล้วมึงเขาแค่นอนนิดหน่อยอะ
โอเคดีละ
ขอบใจมึงมากนะเว้ย
Isn't it funny, like, that Sand doesn't think Nick would be up for this, though? Like, he thinks Nick's all innocent and stuff, but, like, they could be working together and that would be more fun.
They could be.
It could be.
But instead, he had to steal it.
Form like the Legion of Doom and just like.
You would have history, right? Of sending files.
Yeah, unless you. I don't think he had enough time to delete it.
I don't think San can out IT Nick.
นี่ไงเราถึงไม่อยากให้มิวอยู่ห้องคนเดียวอ่ะอย่าดื้อขอบคุณนะท็อปจริงๆเราก็ยังพอมองเห็นอยู่บ้างอ่ะ
Yeah, I also wouldn't get LASIK
ไม่ต้องเกรงใจ
because I need someone to take care of me. I'm just like, ugh.
แล้วอยากได้น้ำ
I ain't got time for it.
Right?
ไม่เอาอ่ะเราอยากให้ทอมมานอนข้างๆเรามากกว่าไม่มานอนหรอกำลังจะลงไปแต่ว่าตอนนี้เนี่ยเรากำลังดูแมวอ้อนอยู่อะเร็วนี่พอฤทธิ์ยาหรือเปล่าเนี่ยฮะถึงได้อ้อนมากเป็นพิเศษขนาดนี้เนี่ยสงสัยมั้งเฮ้ยอย่ามือไปขยี้ตาสิถ้าแผลอักเสบขึ้นมาทำยังไงโอ้ยก็มันคันน่ะงั้นท็อปจับมือไว้แน่นๆเลยนะเราจะได้ไม่
I can tie you up, yes.
ได้เลยถ้างั้นมิวหลับไปเลยนะเราจะจับมือมิวไว้อย่างนี้จนกว่ามิวจะหลับไปเลย
Girl, he might scratch it in his sleep.
ไม่น่าเชื่อเลยเนาะ
You just gotta.
ว่าจากไอ้บอสตันจับคู่ให้วันไนท์สไตล์เล่นๆน่ะทำมาถึงจุดนี้ได้แต่จริงๆเราต้องขอบใจมันปะเราอากาศจีบมิวอยู่แล้วตั้งแต่ที่มิวเดินชนเราโทษทีนะท็อปที่เรื่องมากกว่าจะให้เอาอ่ะ
Don't you apologize for having some semblance of standards before you gave it up?
โคตรจะโอเคเลย
It was okay. I got what I wanted anyway.
Mew's under anesthetic, right? Or some sort of...
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't mean anything right now.
No, he totally means it.
Where are those fingers going?
I've always wanted that shirt. Get out of here. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay, you better draw him like one of your French girls.
Right. This is why I'm like, oh my goodness.
It's cute, I guess.
He's cute. Where was that for the last 5 episodes?
มาแล้วเหรอ
มึงโทษทีว่ะพอดีรถมันติดอะไม่ตอบข้อความทั้งวันเลยนะ โกรธกูเหรอคืนนั้นอะ
ไอ้สาระกูจะโกรธมึงทำไมวะมึงจะชอบใครมันก็เรื่องของมึงปะเล่นพูลด้วยกันปะ
Okay, the thing is, like, Ray wouldn't get that mad unless it was true, right? He still hung up on me.
นั่นกูออกมาแค่เล่นพูลเหรอ
This is me like, you still mad?
จริงๆกู
I'm
มีเรื่อ
not
งอยากคุย
mad.
กับมึง เกี่ยวกับมิวอะ
I mean, I feel it's a conversation they should have if they're going to move forward.
Do I look mad to you?
มึงไม่โอเคเหรอที่กูชอบมิวอะ
กูโอเคกูเข้าใจด้วยซ้ำที่มึงจะชอบมิวอะมิวเขาเป็นคนดีใครอยู่ใกล้ๆเขาก็ต้องชอบปะ
Girl, I could have hit your hand.
มึงจะพูดอะไรก็พูดให้มันเคลียร์ๆดิ
I'm gonna still hit his hand.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. I mean, yes. I'm so confused.
มึงลองเปิดฟังดูดิ
With headphones on, not
Yes,
in this
yes.
public space. Do you recognize the voices?
ชอบไกตันเหรอ
How?
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 Because, okay, first of all, let me just say, because just like you know the sound of like your own favorite musician or your pet or your whatever, your mom, your particular mom calling you. With this friend group, you recognize the sounds of their specific moans. So you're like, oh yeah, and there it. That's Top and Ton in a car. He's on top, and this is the position.
Jackhammer just kicked in.
Right.
Damn, that rain is distorting. God.
Right.
It must have got like 4 or 5 inches that night. Lord.
Yeah, because Ray is like part Daredevil, like from the Hero.
Superpower.
Right. He can hear it, and just like all of that, like image is just created through AI.
It's a stretch, y'all. We are stretching. Cause like had they said anything, had there been any form of actual words said in that recording, I might give the benefit of the doubt. But this could literally be any two people off Pornhub, off YouPorn, off XTube, off XHamster, off the list can keep going. This could be any video, just took a 20-second clip of anybody in the world. So can't nobody convince me that without video, you were just gonna hear two people moaning and you're gonna be like, holy shit, that's my friend and that guy I don't like, who I ain't never heard moan before in his life.
Besides beyond this, he did record the whole time when they were in the car. Now, when they did get into the car, if you remember going back to that episode, there was this whole foreplay about like, okay, who's this? Now, from that 20-second, but I'm thinking that the whole tape is longer.
So they're only showing us the little 20-second clip. Okay, that could be. Could be. I would buy that more. I just wish you show it to me at least once so I could, because all I've heard is bitches moaning every single time this tape gets played. So I'm like,
but then if he had the whole clip, he would start off with going, "Oh, this is Boston and this is Top," and then he would hear the moaning afterwards. Like, but instead he was like, he guessed who they were based on the tones. So it is a bit confusing.
I will give them the benefit of the doubt. I will recant. I will take back whatever I said. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was an extended clip that we as the audience are just not privy to. Okay, I can buy that. I can buy that explanation. Like the audience don't want to hear this whole thing. We're going to cut to the part the audience wants to hear.
มึงได้คลิปมาจากไหน
Oh, good question.
กูว่ามึงน่าจะพอเดาได้นะ
No, how would I guess that Nick recorded them in the car?
Because he guessed everything else about this tape.
Whoa! How did he just throw Nick under the bus like that?
That's your roommate.
จริงๆกูอยากเตือนมึงมาตั้งนานแล้ว
Girl, he was late with his month's payment.
กูรู้จักไอ้ท็อ
He had all my cookies.
Like, I know Top.
ไอ้ท็อปมันเคยแย่งแฟนเก่ากูอะ
Who's your lover?
กู
Drake?
แค่ไม่อยากให้คน
Anybody?
มิวไปโดนไอ้ท็อปหลอกเอาอะ
Well, he's already
แต่ไม่
fooled.
ดีนะ
He already took the kid.
ที่มิวเขายังมีมึงอยู่ข้างๆอะ
Wait, what? What? San cares about revenge more than his relationship with Ray?
อยู่ข้างๆอะ
Yeah.
I mean, he's just like, all right, go off, Ray.
Go off, San.
Hello, Daddy.
มาช่วยดูเลยนี่หน่อย
Why have we not seen more of you
ไป
in
หา
this?
เสียงกูโอเคหรือยัง
โห
That's
ค
terrible.
มสุดนโยบายชั้น
That's
เลข
an awful picture.
That's an awful resolution.
แน่นอน
Nick, this is your work?
ขอให้กูได้เข้าสภาสักที
Wait, why are you meeting his dad?
I don't know. I'm upset we haven't met his dad sooner. His dad's fine as
อ๋อ
hell.
นิกครับอ๋อนิกขอบใจนะที่ไปช่วยงานพ่อพ่อต้องการเทสคนรุ่นใหม่แบบนี้ล่ะวัยรุ่นจะได้เลือกพ่อด้วย
นโยบายพ่อกูนะเว้ยเอาใจวัยรุ่นลด 50% ที่อาบอบนวดสำหรับนิวโวเตอร์
ไอ้เฮียตันนี่มึงแซวมึงแซวกูเหรอฮะนี่มึงจะรอดไหม
What a lovely
จบ
house.
ไหมมึงเรียนบริหารวันๆกูเห็นจะถ่ายรูปมึงไม่สนใจอะไรอยู่แล้วนี่มึงเรียนไม่จบมึงก็ไปอยู่นิวยอร์กกับแม่มึงอะแม่ตั้นไป
แต่งงานใหม่ไปอยู่ที่นิวยอร์กมันก็คิดตลอดเวลาแหละถ้าไม่ผ่านจากที่นี่ก็ไปอยู่ที่นั่นกูไม่เห็นแฟนมึงเลยว่ะหรือมึงจะฟันไปเรื่อยๆฮะยังไงมีแฟนยัง
มีทำไมพ่อน่ารำคาญจะตาย
นั่นต้องอย่างนั้นลูกกูต้องอย่าง
Oh,
นี้
Nick's wheels are turning.
I'm right here.
Oh, this is a lot of information to process for me.
So that's why we met Daddy. We needed an info dump. Like, here you go.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Nick is like thinking so many things right now because he's like, okay, if Boston doesn't graduate, he's just gonna leave me for New York. And then his dad is like, yeah, my son is a playboy, and what? Boston gets approval from his daddy about that, but then his dad's like, can you even graduate? And you want to do photography? And I don't know, the relationship is so weird.
Actually, the father and Boston's relationship makes sense.
I just weird that Nick is there in the first place. Like, when did you get
ทำ
there?
ไมพ่อน่ารำคาญจะตาย
He's helping him out with the
ต้องอย่างนั้นลูกกูต้องอย่างนี้
Do you know what his political policies are? Wherefore you help him?
ภูมิใจมาก
Well, I mean, by the look of that ad, he wants to make sure he doesn't get
มึง
reelected.
ไม่เห็นเคยบอกเลย
The ad is so bad.
ก็มันยังไม่แน่นอนอ่ะกูเลยไม่อยากจะพูดอะไรอีกอย่างถ้ากูเอาดีทางช่างภาพอ่ะอยู่ไทยไงก็ไม่เวิร์กป่าวะมึงก็เลยไม่อยากจริงจังอะไรที่นี่สักอย่างใช่ปะไม่งั้นสุดท้ายมึงก็ไปอยู่แล้วอ่ะกูเลยไม่อินอะไรกับใครอ่ะรู้สึกว่าแม่งเสียเวลา
Poor
When were
Nick.
you going to tell me?
ต้องช่วยป้าที่ร้านอ่ะเอ้าเป็นอะไรเนี้ย
What do you mean, what's the matter?
ไม่ได้เป็นไร
Well, you know
เห็
what's
น
the
ก็เป็น
matter.
ในสัตว์อย่าปากแข็ง
You just totally told me.
What? You told me I'm a waste of your time. In a nutshell. Don't you hold me around the waist and talk all cute to me?
I hate people who have no like self-actualization about like what you just said and how you are. And do you not realize anything? just
Who are these men that who are these men that Boston's been sleeping with, though?
Drake.
In these
apparently.
photos. Yes, for Nick.
เนี่ย
just no realization.
เห็น
Like
ก็เป็นในสัตว์อย่าปากแข็งมึงกลัวเวลาความสุขของเราจะน้อยลงเหรอมึงไม่ต้องกลัวก่อนกูไปอ่ะยังไงมึงก็คือเบอร์หนึ่ง
Before I leave you, you're my number one.
กูไม่ได้อินกับมึงขนาดนั้นนะ
Oh.
อินจริงเหรอต้านยาไม่อินจริงเหรอต้านพอ
oh, he still talks.
Oh, poor Nick.
ว่ามึงอะชอบกู ถ้าเป็นคนอื่นกูชิ่งไปนานละแม่งน่ารำคาญ แต่กูก็อยากเจอมึงเรื่อยๆนะมึงให้เวลามากเกินก็พอ
Oh, Nick. Oh.
I am not in the mood to have sex right now, sir.
Are you sure?
No.
Oh, poor baby.
I know we
Nick.
halfway through, but like GMMTV really put their foot in it on the soundtrack.
Real. I'm saying. Every episode is just fire after fire after fire.
It's like the way I was feeling with my school president. I was just like,
Yes.
what are y'all doing?
That was a lot of information about Boston. It's good. I feel like we know him better. I feel bad for Nick. Because Nick, the recording's going to get out in the open. And it's not necessarily Nick's fault in the end.
How is it not his fault?
I know he
when
recorded it. He recorded it for his
right?
own sake, like for his own kind of. I feel like for Nick, that's like a grounding. He needs to remind himself that Boston isn't serious about him, so he can keep his feelings in check. Like I think that's what he's using it for.
They've got vault apps. That's something that needs
Right,
to be
that's what I was
a
saying.
hidden space. That's not something that anybody who picks up your phone should be able to access. Like that's on him.
Okay, he didn't hide it very well. No,
he did not hide it. He's too careless. He could have had it in his Google Drive. He could have had it in his Dropbox. He could have had. There's lots of places it could have been that he could still easily access it if he needs to be. But granted, he didn't think someone's going to be going.
No, he did not think anyone, like Sand out of everybody, was going to go take the recording. But does he know that Sand has the recording?
But like for me, if there's something that I know that I have on my phone that I don't want people to see, on the off chance that somebody grabs my phone, or I say, "Hey, mom, look at this funny tweet," and she's like, "Oh, let me see," and she grabs the phone and starts swiping left and right. Like if I know there's something that I don't want people to see,
she's like, "Whose penis
I
is
put
this?"
it in places where they can't find it.
So Monet Exchange does this joke where she's like, "Oh, like straight women when you hand in the phone to look at pictures," and it's like, "Oh yeah." But gay guys, when you get, it's like,
"Here, look, you can look
one stripe. No, you striping too much, you know."
If it's something that needed to stay top secret, but he still needed to access it, he could have put it somewhere else. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I feel very bad for Nick. I mean, his feelings are out of control, and now that he's got this extra info that Boston might be going to New York, he's just some guy who can't control his feelings, like Sand. I just sad to see. It wasn't sad. It was captivating. It was captivating to see Nick kind of get lulled back into the trap of Boston. Like, oh, it's so hypnotic. The touch of his skin and all that stuff. It's like, it's poetic. It's so poetic. The demise of love. Demise of love.
Boston is, and I'm just going to say it in this little small thing, but I know people are going to extrapolate a whole bunch of other shit on. I'm saying in this small thing, Boston is that toxic partner who knows that they have their hooks in you. And when you're mad, instead of actually dealing with the conflict or whatever, they're just going to be like, "Oh, baby, you know.
Girl, why you mad?
You know, you come back here and just like,
I love you."
And they lay it on you, and you're like, and you're just like, "Oh, I'm falling for this again." As you fall for it again, and you're not angry at them because they're doing it because they know it works. You're just angry at yourself because you're falling for it again, but then also you just let yourself go. But you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired to like before you do something else. Mm-hmm. But you're just like, all right, here we go again. And you promise yourself you weren't. It's a whole thing, and just I feel bad for Nick in that because he's at that very start, because he already started to try and do something different, but just Boston just doing it again and again. I think eventually, if this was real to life, there's going to be a point where Nick is going to explode at Boston and be like, "Get your shit out, get your shit out." And then Boston will be that toxic person, be like, "Why you mad? What you? Why are you? Bitches be crazy." All so yeah, just
that's what's so like lovely to watch, the poeticness inside Nick's expression. In like, it's human. It's like, it's so human and real to know better, but not being able to do something about it. Like what Nick is going through, it's just captivating. But in the end, it's the plot is getting clearer, and it's just very interesting to feel something now for all these characters in some sense, because maybe you guys feel differently, but like I feel like the repercussions of what's going to happen, it's not necessarily their fault. Like it's an extrapolation of everybody doing things, but in turn getting somebody else hurt. Like Nick's gonna get found out that he recorded the the stuff because Sand wants to expose Top, but then Boston's dad is gonna get in the crossfire, and Boston's, gonna have that relationship severed potentially, and that's really unfortunate and tragic. And then Mew and Top, okay, yeah, they'll break up as a result. So Sand gets to win, but then Sand loses the trust of Nick, and then Nick loses the trust of Boston, and then I can see it happening, and it's I don't know, I don't know how to feel.
They're all, but it's still everybody still had a part in their own demise. Like they have a part.
No, but
in
Boston's
their own demise.
sleeping with Top. He's he shouldn't get his dad punished for that. His dad doesn't deserve, unless he's. I mean.
How do you know his political leanings? Maybe.
Maybe he.
Maybe he's like one of those conservative people who are like family values. Blah, 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 blah.
But okay, even though if so and so and so, you getting your personal stuff out there exposed, I think is a bit of a low blow. I
don't feel sorry for nobody.
You don't feel sorry for anyone?
I'll be right back. I gotta go to bed. I don't feel sorry for none of my dogs.
I don't know if Nick's recording again. I will go back to what I was saying earlier in the episode. I feel like it's not identifiable enough to hey, say this is my son and this other guy. Without video evidence, I don't think that Nick's recording is going to cause any harm.
It probably doesn't hold up in court. Yeah.
To Boston's dad's political game, because this could be anybody. This could be any two people. Yeah. Okay. Even if they have the clip from the very beginning and you hear them say, yeah, my name's Boston, my name's Top. There are a lot of guys named Boston. There are a lot of guys named Top. This could be a conversation between just about anybody in the world. I would worry about the alleged video that Drake's character apparently may or may not still have. That could cause some damage to Daddy's political landscape, because proof is in the pudding. There's your son giving it to Drake.
As long as Nick doesn't blackmail Boston into staying with him, I think we're okay. Because now I feel the worst for Nick.
He could. I remember however many episodes ago it was, I kept saying I'm worried about Nick and his emotional and mental stability. And he's giving me very single white female vibes. And yes, now that you mentioned him, potentially blackmailing, not saying that's where it's going to go, people, but if he did that, would I be shocked and surprised right now? No, because love makes you do stupid things. It makes you do stupid, crazy ass things. And Nick's already fallen down this crazy rabbit hole. So what's a little blackmail to keep this man to stay with me? You said I was your number one. I'm supposed to be your one and only. So you know what? You stay with me, or I'm gonna expose this and ruin your dad's campaign more than I already am by making these awful promotional promo flyer picture things that I did. I'm a fuck his campaign up good. It could go that route.
Just because you're good with computers does not mean you're good with Photoshop. You can fix a phone, you can do security. Doesn't mean you can do Photoshop.
It's like any time my grandmother, God rest her soul, would call me in to help her with something at school that she was teaching at, oh, hey, you were good with computers, can you help me, blah 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 blah. It's I did A, B, and C with computers. This problem you're having requires Q, R, S, T.
Things are spicing up.
ไอ้เฮียตันไอเลมึงมีอะไรทำไมมึงเฮียอย่างเงี้ยมึงนี่แม่งตั้งใจจะเฮียเพื่อนทุกคนเลยปะกูทำเฮียอะไรให้ใครอีก
What shit did I do now?
ก็ที่มึงเอาไก่ทอดไง
How do you know? How do you know? How do you know?
Which time?
Yes.
รู้ได้ไง
How does he know?
มันไม่สำคัญหรอกว่ากูรู้ได้ไงอ่ะแต่นั่นเพื่อนมึงนะเว้ยไอ้มิวเพื่อนมึงนะเว้ยแล้วไงวะ กูเคยได้กับไอ้ท็อปก่อนที่มันจะเอากับไอ้มิวอีกกูจะอยากได้ไอ้รอดก็ไม่เห็นเป็นไรกูแค่อยากเบิ้ลแล้วกูก็ปล่อยมันสองคนไปรักกันทุกคนก็แฮปปี้เอนดิ้งทุกคนอิ่ม
Everyone is filled.
ไม่เห็นตัวเนาะ
สัตว์นั่นเพื่อนมึงนะเว้ยไอ้มิวไปทำอะไรให้มึงอะมึงก็รู้ว่าไอ้มิวกับไอ้ท็อปอะมันรักกัน
มึงฟังกูก่อนคือกูอ่ะไม่ได้เกลียดอะไรไอ้มิวเลย
I just don't care about him
แต่ทามมิ่งมันไม่ดีเองอะ
ทามมิ่งเฮียของมึงอะประเด็นคือมึงอะเอาไม่เลือกเว้ยต้า
Don't you slut shame me
ไอ้พวกคนที่กูเลือกเลยนะแล้วมึงเกี่ยวอะไรกับเรื่องนี้ด้วยวะ
Cause Mew's my friend Oh
มึงกำลังทำตัวเป็นเพื่อนสนิทที่แสนดีคอยดูแลปกป้องให้มิวอย่างนั้นเหรอ
Oh
Okay, do you want to agitate the bear right now? Do you want Ray to tell everybody?
ขึ้นน่ะเพราะมึงรอเสียบอยู่เข้าทางมึงเลยดิรอจังหวะเขาเลิกกันมึงก็ไปเป็นที่พักใจจังหวะมันอ่อนแอ
I mean, while all of this may be true, it's not going to stop me from actually going and telling him.
Oh, this is my house.
Right?
Security.
ถ้ามึงเอาเรื่องนี้ไปบอกมันน่ะมึงก็เหี้ยพอ
No, if you don't tell him,
มึง
you're.
ทำตัวเป็นผู้หวังดีและนี่ในใจลึกๆมึงแช่งให้เขาเลิกกันอยู่ได้ปะวะ
So what?
Wow, he got you.
Doesn't matter. I can be selfish. Two wrongs make a right.
คนไหว้ขอบคุณกูได้ซ้ำที่กูทำให้มึงหลุดจากการเป็นเพื่อนสนิทคิดมาซื่อสักที
Out of the friend zone and into where? He don't want nothing to do with me.
Now you decide. You can
pull the
now that you know.
lever for the trolley or not.
I feel like there are too many people in this circle now who are not telling you.
Right.
Everybody but you don't know.
True.
The lesbians,
The lesbians
certainly. They found out off screen.
Everybody was around him at the cake, just like
Everyone singing for him knows the truth.
and then he finds it because he gets the tape, and then like everybody's like, "Oh no, what?
What is that cake though? It's like Christmas."
But I love this sweater he's wearing.
ดูแพงว่ะ เฮ้ย วันเกิดมึงปีนี้เหมือนเกิดใหม่เลยนะไอ้มิว โนมอหนุ่มแว่นละกูว่ามึงหล่อเหมือนกันนะเนี่ย
So you're saying I didn't look hot with glasses? That's so right.
He look hot with glasses.
นี่พี่โอ
อะไร
คนเนี้ยคงไม่ได้หรอกนะครับเพราะคนเนี้ยของผมคนเดียว
มีคนอื่น
น้ำตะมุงแล้วปีนี้ขออะไร อยากได้อะไรเป็นพิเศษป่ะ
กูไม่ได้อยากได้พิเศษหรอกกูขอแค่กูจบ
And I want us all to remain
แม่กู
friends.
สุขภาพ
Yeah.
แข็งแรงแล้วก็มีเพื่อนดีๆแบบพวกมึง
Yes.
ตลอดอะ
There we go.
กูก็ดี
ไม่ใช่ดิ
I got some bad news for you, baby boy.
เพราะว่ามีแฟนแล้วแฟนนี่ก็เสือกดีมากซะด้วย
Y'all just keep pouring it on thick.
แต่ก็ต้องขอบคุณพาตั้นมากๆเลยนะคะที่พา
Thank you,
ตัวแบบ
Boston.
ให้มิว
น้ำโมตัสสะเลย
Oh my god.
Good job,
This
me
is
on giving your
wild.
virginity to somebody so
พวกเรา
trustworthy.
แม่งมีแฟนกันหมดแล้วเว้ยขนาดคนไม่มีหัวใจใช้ไข่น้ำทางแบบไอ้ตั้นนี่ยังมีแฟนได้
โอ้
ไม่ใช่แฟนเว้ยเพื่อน
ใช่เปล่า
เออ
เพื่อน
เพื่อนจริง
เอ้า
เอ้ยแต่เดี๋ยวนะ ไม่ใช่ทุกคนปะไอเลมันโสดนี่
Shut up, lesbian.
She speaks.
I love you, but don't you contribute. Don't you contribute.
เฮ้ยแต่ไม่เป็นไร เดี๋ยวกูหาให้นะยะ
Where's Sand?
มึงไม่ต้องเป็น
Is he not invited?
มันมีคนของมันอยู่แล้วไอเลอะ
Uh-oh.
See that Boston.
กินเหล้าบ้างดิเฮ้ยวันนี้
ชน
This is like, all right. So this is like the reality shows where the producers add alcohol just to create drama, and there's a lot of alcohol going on, and so it's going to be good. This is going to be that
Interior Illusions Lounge season 2 and 3. Just.
Real World Seattle.
Oh,
ของขวัญให้มิวอะ
a birthday gift.
อะไรเนี่ยลองแกะดูดิพิเศษสำหรับมิวคนเดียวเลยนะ
Uh-oh.
Clone of Willie.
Oh my god, that's what I was thinking, Topher.
This is
Okay.
Okay.
This is too much low lighting for it to be.
You've been drawing me all this time? When was I playing baseball?
มิว โอเคหรือเปล่า ชอบไหม ชอบดี ชอบมากเลยแหละ ขอบคุณมากนะท็อปไม่เคยมีใครเคยทำอะไรแบบนี้ให้เรามาก่อนเลยอะเซอร์ไพรส์มากเลย
It's cute, I
คบกับ
guess.
เราอะมันก็มีแต่เรื่องเซอร์ไพรส์แบบนี้แหละ
So you still got the clone ability? No?
ปี
Okay.
นี้เป็นปีแรกที่เราได้อยู่ด้วยกันน่ะ ก็ขอให้เราได้อยู่กันอย่างนี้ทุกปีนะ
โอ้ยพิววันเกิดพูดแบบนี้บ้างดิ
ทุกปีเปล่าอย่ามาทำเหมือนเราไม่เคยทำอะไรให้สิ
ไปมึงขอชนหน่อย
มาชน
ไป
เร็ว
So that's the climax. So
And the background
All of
soundtrack
action.
felt like a timer, like for a bomb
you.
to go off. Now it's eerie.
นี่มึงแอบมาเล่นยาในห้องน้ำอีกแล้วใช่ไหมเนี่ย
I'll send you that sound effect.
ทำไมไม่รักตัวเองเลยวะฮะเล
I don't love
บอก
myself.
ใช่ไหมว่าให้เลิกเล่นยาได้แล้วอะเหล้ามึงก็กินยามึงก็เล่น
Sir?
จะตายก่อน 30นะเว้ย
ไม่ต้องห่วง
27 Club.
Oh.
สุขสันต์วันเกิดนะมึง
ขอบใจ
คนดีๆอย่างมึงอ่ะ สมควรที่จะได้รับความรักดีๆนะเว้ย
Oh, don't do it. He's about to.
กูดีใจนะที่ได้เป็นเพื่อนกับมึงอ่ะ
He doesn't do it, then the plot doesn't go forward. Like, well, the setup doesn't go anywhere.
That's a nice shirt. I like your
ก็
shirt.
ดีใจที่เป็นเพื่อนกับมึง เป็นเพื่อนกันไปแบบนี้ตลอดนะเว้ย อย่าให้อะไรต้องมาเปลี่ยนมัน
Ray, you've
Okay.
never getting a chance.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
There's
Don't do
no
it.
chance.
มึงห้ามขับรถกลับเองเข้าใจไหม เรียกแอปหรือให้บอสตันไปส่ง
Have you
I
not
ain't riding
noticed?
no car with Boston.
Have you not noticed the tension between them here?
Only car I'm a ride with Boston is with him under it.
He's driving the bus.
กูว่ามึงใส่แว่นน่ารักกว่านะ
I like you with
อะไรของมึ
glasses
งเนี่ย
too.
มึงแค่ชินหรือเปล่า กูใส่ไม่ใส่ก็นักตลอดปะ
This is true. I'm just letting you know you wouldn't have to change from me.
Yes, Ray, you liked the real Mew.
งานผู้ชายดีๆคงมีที่ไหน
ร้านพี่อ๋อ
งานผู้ชายอย่างฉันก็
So
ใจ
birthdays
นี่
translated
ดีๆคงมี
means shit time.
นายคงต้องตาย
สุดท้ายเขาได้เธอไปครอง
โทษนะครับ
No.
But
We're gonna do this
Look what
publicly.
what are you gonna do?
Uh-oh.
หืม
So
แป๊บนึงดิ ขอคุยกับเพื่อนกูหน่อย วันนี้วันเกิดเพื่อนกูอ่ะ กูอยากพูดอะไรนิดนึง
uh-oh. He's gonna say
พี่
something.
โอครับ ขอพูดแป๊บนึงนะ
เอาเลย
When that uncle gets up, he's been drinking.
วันนี้ทุกคนมากันพร้อมหน้าพร้อมตาเลย
What's
บรรยากาศ
Drake?
โคตรดี โคตรเต็มไปด้วยความรัก แล้วพวกมึงทุกคนก็มากับแฟนด้วย
Uh-oh.
You gonna play it into the microphone?
มึงกับเอพิวคบกันมาตั้งแต่ปีหนึ่ง
Why are we involving them?
รักกันมาตลอดเลยอะ
Because they've been missing for the last 7 episodes.
You know what? This is the
แต่
most
เชื่อ
time
มัน
they
เข้ามาบ่นให้
got.
ฟังนะพิวว่าเธอไม่ค่อยมีเวลาให้มันทำแต่หนังสั้นส่งประกวด
Not you
ก็ไม่ค่อย
playing
ทำงาน
Boston's character right now and out here
Oh,
causing
yeah.
trouble for everyone.
มันบอกว่ามันดูหนังสั้นเธอไม่รู้เรื่องด้วย
What the fuck?
ไอ้เล่
What? This is a drive-by. What the hell?
กูไม่ได้เมาเดี๋ยวกูจะ
Why the fuck is everybody? Why the lesbians getting?
Why did you get them involved?
They brought them in the episode.
They had
only
one
to
plot line and
get
you
off.
used it against them.
ไอ้บอสตันเพื่อนรักสรุปมึงเกิดนิกนี่ยังไงวะ เอาเป็นแฟนเหรอ อย่าลืมมาเล่าให้กูฟังนะว่าบนเตียงเป็นไงบ้าง เหมือนที่มึงเคยเอาเรื่องคนอื่นมาเล่าให้กูฟังอะ
Ooh.
Y'all can snatch the microphone away from
เคย
him.
ได้กับมันในห้อง
Y'all
รับ
don't have to
ปะ
let him keep talking.
ไม่ใช่คนแรกนะ
ไอ้เล็กมึงพอแล้วอะไรเหี้ย
Oh, Sand. Yes, Sand.
Did you
Oh
call
my
me what?
gosh.
ทำไมวะแซน จะรีบขึ้นไปร้องเพลงทำไมอะ ไม่ได้อยากเป็นอยู่แล้วนี่นักร้องอะแค่อยากหาตังค์ไม่ใช่เหรอถ้าอยากได้
What's
ตัง
wrong
ค์
with
มาก
that?
ก็มานอนกับกูดิ
Grenade time
ของวันเกิด
I hope somebody is enjoying this in
ใน
the
ชีวิตกู
background.
อะไม่ค่อยมีใครรักแล้วก็หวังดีกับกูได้เท่ามึงเลยนะกูเลยอยากขอให้มึงมีความสุขมากๆเวลาตัดสินใจจะทำอะไรจะเลือกใครก็ขอให้มึงเจอแต่สิ่งที่ดี
But before you decide for good, here's this bit of information.
คนที่ทำให้มึงมีความสุข
I love how everyone's just letting this
ถึง
happen.
ความสุขของมึงอะจะไม่เคยมีกูอยู่กูก็โอเคกูโอเคมาตลอดไว้มิวส่วนมึงไงท็อปไอ้เหี้ย
Yo, yo,
เวลา
just
กูดูแลมิวกูดีขนาดไหนอะถ้ามึงจะเอามันไปอะทำไมไม่ดูแลมันได้ดีวะมึงเอาอะไรทำไม
Hurry up and say it. Say it before they don't give you a chance to say it.
say it before the security comes.
มึงวุ่นวายทำเหี้ยอะไรมึงรักมิวแต่มิวไม่รักมึงไง
Okay. Say it before you don't get a chance to say it, baby.
ก่อนเถอะพี่โอ
Yo
ขออีกแป๊บ
Yo
Yo, just because he your friend doesn't mean
มึง
he.
ทำเหี้ยอะไรวะมึงรู้อยู่แก่ใจท็อป
Okay, but Mew doesn't know it, so say it. Baby, say it. Say it out loud.
เชี่ยอะไรไว้เลยพอมึงไม่สมหวังเนี่ยมันก็จะพังคนอื่นใช่ปะมึงทำแบบเนี้ยไอ้มิวไม่เอามึงหรอก
กูรู้ไอ้เชี่ยมแต่มันไม่มีใครพูดเหี้ยอะไรเลยไงกูเลยต้องพูด
Amen. So hurry up and say it,
Say
please.
it. Well, yeah, let's get this over with.
เงียบทำไมวะตั้น
Uh-oh
ไอ้สัตว์เหี้ยอะไรสัตว์
Again, just hurry up and say it.
มิวมึงเอามากแล้วแหละมึงก็รู้ไอ้ท็อปมันเหี้ยมิวมึงจะหลงโง่มันดิมิวไอ้เฮ้ยมิวถอยพวกมึง
Go, you should have just said
ให้
it.
มึงพอมิว
Just say it.
You can still say it. Get up and say it. He done hit you now.
Yes.
It's over now
So be a petty bitch and come on, baby.
Right, you caused such a scene just for nothing.
ห่วย
No. Bullshit.
All right so
The cat's still in the bag. The cat's waiting to get out. She's like clawing the bag.
เมื่อไหร่เลมจะโอเคกับท็อปสักทีเนาะ
okay so Ichi said you know what in somebody's story you're the villain so you might as well be the best villain that you can be and Ray was about to go like full villain mode and he just stopped short and if you're going to commit if you're going to burn the house down burn the whole neighborhood. Like you better, if you're going to jail for arson, it better not be a misdemeanor. It better be like a class 2 felony. Like, and he's just like playing around. Like he ain't got that dog in him. Like why even come outside the house if you if you're gonna be outside, be outside. Like he's just in the front yard, just yelling at his neighbors. Like, oh.
I ain't never been edged so hard in all of my life. I'm like, baby, you tiptoes on the edge of this cliff. He is ready to just jump, springboard into this dive and into this pool. He's ready to whoop, and he's like, he did fucking Michael Jackson. He leaned forward, and then he like, nope, bye, and I'm like, no.
And you know what? It annoys me because he had so much mouth for Chum and April and the lesbians.
That didn't do a damn thing.
Right. They caught it straight for no reason.
Literally, their issue was probably the most just like common issue in a relationship. Oh, she has a hobby I don't quite understand. Great. Okay, cool. Whatever. She does work that I don't get. Okay, great. That's fine. Whatever. Sometimes you don't understand what your partner does for work. That's whatever. But no, we went in hard. Lesbians came in for no reason but other to stir up some emotions at the table and then to get shat on. That's the only reason they were in this episode. I'm like, stop using my lesbians this way.
But you know what? I also think that ultimately she was being a good partner, because even if she doesn't even if you have a hobby that your partner doesn't understand, she was still trying to be supportive.
Exactly.
And that's what you do. Even if it's like my partner didn't understand gaming. Okay, you know what? I don't understand it. I don't want to game with you, but go game. That's what brings you joy. And so
literally, she said nothing remotely scandalous. She just said, my partner does something that I don't get. Okay, that's great. I'm happy for you, baby girl. Why is this the big plot twist, mic drop moment? Why is this the relationship ending information? Meanwhile, we're still out here just teetering, just you two slept together, but whatever. I'm not gonna let this out of the bag. And he had so much damn time. He was taking his sweet ass time to say absolutely nothing. And I'm like, especially at that point, Mew hits me. I am a petty ass bitch. Okay. I will be your best friend until you start to fuck me over. And then so at that point, I already came ready to spill this tea. So then you hit me. Fine, I want to hurt your ass back. I'm going to spill some motherfucking tea and then I'm going to bounce. Not just, okay, I'm going to keep the secret to myself. Bye, guys. No. No. Not here for it.
So he better do something.
To be fair, for the lesbians, I mean, I wouldn't want my partner to feel like it was a burden to support my short films or whatever. So I think in that aspect, I can kind of see where they were going. Other than that,
I just feel like there were bigger secrets that could have been told.
I don't understand the point of that, unless it was like a fake out for something even how they tease you, and then it's like they'll do something bigger in the end, maybe.
Yeah, it's like, I'm here, I don't care about their little everyday problems. That's fine. They're my happy couple that I just want to see more than 45 seconds an episode. Y'all gave me 3.5 minutes of this episode. I was ecstatic. I don't care about their whatever squabbles they have at home and whatnot. That's fine. I'm here to watch the world burn. So instead of him out here setting this entire building on fire, he found this ficus. Right. Fuck a few leaves and it's like, I'm out. And I'm like, no.
He, instead of setting the building on fire, he lit a cigarette. And
instead of setting the building on fire, he found a little girl and punched her.
Oh,
wow.
I don't know about all of that.
Wow.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Where? Too far, Edison. Too far.
Sorry.
ไอ้เละมึงหยุดดิเฮียอะไรของมึงเมาเดี๋ยวกูขับให้กูขับเองได้ไม่ต้องมาเสือกมึงขับเองได้เฮียอะไรวะมึงเดินมานี่ยังไม่ตรงเลยเฮียอะไรของมึงหยุดดิ
He still cares about him.
หยุดคิดเรื่องไอ้มิว
He's an asshole.
ไม่สนใจกูบ้างนี่มึงไม่รู้จริงเหรอวะพวกกูเป็นห่วงมึงอะมึงยังไม่ห่วงกูทำไมกูกับมึงเป็นไรกัน
Oh, whoa.
Trying to make it something and
what about friends?
กูกับมึงไม่ได้เป็นเฮียอะไรกัน
What about friends?
แต่อย่างน้อยนะเว้ยกูก็เพื่อนร่วมโลกเดียวกับมึงกูไม่อยากให้มึงเมาแล้วขับชีวิตมึงจะเสี่ยงแค่ไหนก็ได้นะเว้ยแต่มึงจะเสือกเอาชีวิตคนอื่นมาเสี่ยงด้วยดิวะ
Sure.
ไอ้เล่มึงยุ่งปล่อยกูดิสัตว์มึงยุ่งกับกูดิปล่อยกูหรือต้องให้กูจ่ายตังค์มึงให้กันเลย
Don't you whore me.
Oh no, Ray! What the hell?
Not this shaky camera work too.
You called me a whore?
Poor Sandy's created a monster. Well, it's not his fault, but
like I say, Sand didn't do nothing.
Sand was like, here's the recording.
I mean, Sand's done some things.
Sand's like, hey, Top cheated on me, blah. Oh.
Babes.
I'm sorry about your obscure movie.
เราไม่อยากกลับบ้านตัวเองอะ เชียร์เลยเอ้ยแม่งทำวันดีๆพังหมดเลย
เธอกลับไปนอนบ้านตัวเองดีกว่าวะคืนนี้เราอยากอยู่คนเดียว
Okay.
คิวยังโกรธเรื่องที่เชียร์เลยแม่งพูดอีกเหรอเราขอโทษนะ
คือเราไม่เข้าใจวะเชื่อมทำไมต้องโกหกกันวะ มีอะไรทำไมไม่พูดกันตรงๆอ่ะ
Yeah, that's what I would
งานเรา
prefer.
แม่งห่วย งานเราแม่งไม่รู้เรื่อง จะโกหกเราไปทำไมวะ
I mean, it doesn't mean that they suck. It just means I can't make sense out of them. I could be stupid.
คอยสนับสนุนความฝันของแฟนป่ะ
Right.
ด้วยคำชมหลอกๆกันนะเชื่อม
I'm on April's side
เรา
here.
ไม่อยากใจร้ายอ่ะ
Yep.
I'm on Shum's side.
เราขอได้ไหมอะเชื่อม
I mean, like as an artist, like when your work is bad, you're kind of like, oh, it's not great. You don't want someone to be kind of like buttering you up, or like, it just feels fake.
Yeah, but if you're not in the art scene, you're like, oh, maybe this is like the best thing. I don't know art, so it's just crap to me. So it's like she's not in the movie scene and she's not in the art scene, and she's her girlfriend. She at least wants to give her support. You know, how is she going to take direction from somebody who's not in the art scene and doesn't know movies or anything? Oh my goodness, why are you doing a shaky cam here? I don't know, you know? So she doesn't understand it. There's like
ในความสัมพันธ์อะ
film noir stuff that I don't understand. I'm like, okay, this is
แม้
probably
กระทั่ง
good,
เรื่องความรู้สึกอะพอมันเป็นคำพูดของเธอแล้วเราแม่งโคตรแคร์เลยอะ
I guess she prefers honesty. That's her MO.
โอเคพี่
So now they've agreed to it, and it's lovely.
And that's fine.
That's
เรา
lovely.
จะไม่ทำอย่างนี้อีกนะ
You see how great a conversation can be? Like,
เราขอโทษจริง
I'm tired of preaching people having open and honest conversations. See, the lesbians fix their problem in 3 minutes.
But also nobody fucked around on anyone. No.
Don't you touch me.
Nick, what are you doing? That's not gonna keep him in Thailand.
Okay, well, why are we lying in the same bed then? Why don't you just let me go home?
Why are you at my house? Not that like you have to give me cuddles,
right?
Stand over my house, but why the fuck are you here?
มิวจะให้เราของขวัญพวกนี้วางไว้ตรง
Let's
ไหน
sleep at Drake's house.
What if the present is the recording? What if one of those
be a messy bitch.
Yes. We don't even know who it's from that way. Like, it could be from anybody. It could turn into a mystery. Like, who sent me the recording?
And then all of a sudden he hears the moans. I recognize that moan. At least one of them anyway.
Maybe an anonymous email? Something. Maybe play it while Top's coming into the room? No? Okay. Girl, there's so much anticipation. Come on. We know this is gonna end badly. Just end it badly already.
เมื่อไหร่เลมจะโอเคกับท็อปสักทีเนาะเราไม่อยากต้องเลือกใครเลยอะ
He won't be.
มิวจะยังเป็นเพื่อนมันทำไมอะยังไงมันก็ไม่มีทางเลิกชอบมิวได้หรอกนั่นดีเนาะเวลาเราผูกพันกับใครสักคนหนึ่งอะหรือรักใครสักคนหนึ่งเนี่ยมันตัดใจยากเนาะ
Hard but not impossible.
No, not really, because you
ก็
mentioned
มิวทั้งเป็นเพื่อนที่ดี
who they are.
เป็นแฟนที่ดีใครมันจะไปตัดใจได้ล่ะ
Oh, that's actually really nice. Thank you.
เราอยากจะตอบแทนท็อปอะไม่อยากให้ท็อปลืมวันนี้เลย เป็นวันเกิดที่เรารู้สึกพิเศษที่สุดแหละถึงอะไรจะทำให้งานพังเนี่ยนะก็เรื่องของมันดีเรามีท็อปทั้งคนนะจะกลัวอะไรอะ
Not all they crack up to be.
น่ารักที่สุดเลยอะขอบคุณเหมือนกันนะที่ทำให้เราชอบตัวเองเวอร์ชันตอนนี้มากเลย
Wait, what? What does that mean? I need to read that. I'm so confused. Thank you for making me like this version of myself very much. I don't know.
To be he's thanking him for being a better person.
Oh,
เรา
okay.
ขอของขวัญอีกอย่างหนึ่งได้ปะ
The truth? The truth? The truth? Oh.
He looked down.
I called it. He looked down.
Oh, he looked down twice.
Oh, girl, get the cloner willy out. Oof.
He said, since my eyes are fixed, I guess I can have all the sex I want now.
Yes. I can see clearly now. When are we gonna know? When are we gonna know?
Ooh.
Come on, man.
He's taking control.
That sounds familiar, Top. That sounds really familiar.
Like,
he said, it's my birthday. I'm on top today.
ท็อปรู้ป่ะ
I'm telling you, the short ones are strong.
ฉันชอบเสียงท็อปเวลามีเซ็กจังเลยอะ
Oh?
I bet you do. You should hear it on phone.
Mew. Flashback to me getting the recording. No?
เสียงแบบนี้ไง
Oh.
Come on.
Come on, Mew. Yes. Oh my god. Yes.
Good.
Oh, see, we were just complaining about him.
กูไม่ได้คาดหวังอะไรจากเรื่องนี้นะเว้ยกูรู้ว่ามึงก็คงจะไม่โอเคอะแต่กูต้องบอกมึงจริงๆว่ะ
Okay, so what was the whole big public scene about?
มันเคยได้กันตั้งแต่ก่อนที่มันจะมาเจอมึงแล้วก็ตอนที่คบกับมึงอยู่อะ
Yeah, then okay, you didn't need to make a scene. Mew was gonna get revenge on his own. Okay, but now there's a recording. That's sus for Top.
มิวไปเอามาจากไหนเอามาจากไหนไม่สำคัญหรอกท็อปมึงทำนี้กับกูได้ไงวะ
I mean, I live for the dramatics. I told y'all I was Mew.
ขอไปตั้งมานานแล้วหรือยังมิว
No, this is why I'm Mew. Oh my god, it's perfect.
ก็จะบอกว่าหลังจากนั้นไม่ได้เอากันอีกใช่ปะหลังจากนั้นมึงไม่ได้เอากับไอ้ตั้นเลยใช่ปะมึงไม่ได้เอาเลยใช่ปะ
Uh-oh.
เอากันอีกใช่ไหมฮะที่ไหนอะตอนไหนหรอเมื่อไหร่อะ
Be like, tell me right now, I won't be mad.
ก็วันงานที่โฮเทล
When I was trying to call you.
วันที่มึงมาส่งกูใช่ปะไหนบอกว่าพ่อตามไง
Uh-huh.
Oh,
ขับรถไปเอา
his
กับแม่ใช่
daddy.
ปะ
I mean, that's not why I drove there, but it did end up happening.
ใช่ไหมฮะมึงทำกับกูได้ยังไงวะมึงมาหลอกกูทำไมวะแล้วทำไมกูต้องมารู้เรื่องเฮี้ยเนี่ยในวันที่กูรักแล้วกูให้มึงทุกอย่างแล้วอะ
Everything.
ทำไมต้องเป็นไอ้ตั้นเหรอเป็นคนอื่นไม่ได้เหรอ
Why can't it be boss then?
อ๋อมึงร่วมมือกันใช่ปะ
Fuck everybody.
มึงกลับมากูบอกคนนี้ไม่เคย
Fucking her.
มิวสนุกมากปะมิวมันไม่ใช่อย่างนั้นแล้วมึงก็เอาเรื่องกูไปหัวเราะเขาเป็นเตียงต่อใช่ปะดีปะที่มันรู้ว่ากูทำเฮี้ยอะไรเองไม่เป็นเลยอะถ้ามึงอยากได้อะมึงก็บอกกูดิกูแซมสู้มันไม่ได้ใช่ปะมึงอยากได้ท่าไหนอะมึงก็สอนกูดิมิว
Okay, maybe I'm not
คิด
that
อะไรของ
Mew.
มิวเนี่ยมันไม่มีอะไรแบบนั้นแล้วกูต้องคิดยังไงอะในเมื่อสิ่งที่มึงพูดกับกูเชื่ออะไรไม่ได้อยู่แล้วอะ
Take your good dick and get the fuck out of my apartment.
Girl, I have a cloner willy now and I am good.
It would be so good if he just had whatever clothes he has, put it in his car, set it on fire, walk
ไม่
away.
มีค่ามึงรักกูแค่คนเดียวใช่ปะ
Wait, what? No. This isn't about being... No. You... Move on. Get out of there. What's with this change of music?
No, don't you leave me here.
Why are we sad? I'm sorry, what?
กูขอบใจมึงมากนะที่ช่วยชีวิตกูไว้อะ
กูทำไม่ได้เก็บกู้อยู่แล้วเปล่าวะ
เราทำให้มิวกลับมารักเราให้ได้
No.
Ooh, I saw something on fire. I saw something on fire. Finally.
ที่กูไม่ได้เป็นคนอัดอยู่กับกูคืนนึงไม่ได้เหรอ
มึงจะติดกูมากกว่าติดเหล้าแล้วนะ
เชี่ยตันพูดจริงๆนะ ถ้ากูไม่ช่วยมึงอ่ะคนใหญ่มิวอ่ะไม่มีโอกาสได้ตัวท็อปขนาดนั้นหรอกสาบไอ้มิว
This is Sparta.
Oh.
He snapped. I'm telling you, like,
oh Lord,
Muse.
That's my boy Muse. Don't underestimate us, Muse.
Is going to have a round character too, and he's gone from good Muse to like this is his villain arc. Like he's just going to be gone so. Knew that was coming.
But I hate to see it happen.
We knew that was coming. Everybody's going to change. The bad are going to become good, and the good are going to become bad.
I'm here for the Mew villain
Well, when's
era.
the bad gonna become good? I'm still waiting for that part to happen. When's that gonna set it?
Only Friends episode 6. That was a really good one. What do you, Topher? I see you have like feelings down there. You want to?
Where you want to start? I got all kinds of feelings. Like, who you want me to start going in on first?
Let's let the last shall be first. Let's start off with Mew.
Like, if the preview that we just saw is telling of what his future arc is going to be for the next couple episodes, I hate to see it happen. Not saying that I hate the storytelling, or I hate because I know there are going to be people in the comments, oh, y'all just bashing the show, blah, blah. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I hate the show or anything like that. I hate to see good people get fucked over by love and then snap, and then all of a sudden they enter their villain era or whatever it is. So Mew, even though we still don't know a whole hell of a lot about him, he's still a little bit of a mystery. I know just as much about him today as I did episode 1. Even though we don't know a lot about him, we haven't gotten a whole lot of backstory, except now I know that he's got lesbian mamas. So yay, lesbian mama. We love representation. But from everything I've seen of him thus far, he has been a good guy with poor judgment, but a good guy. And it just sucks to see in any form of media, whether it's a movie, a series, whatever it is, like it sucks to see genuinely good people who have like a genuinely positive outlook on life and just want to see the good in people who it sucks to see that the world change them into something that they weren't before. So I feel like all of his interactions with Top have slowly over time, we've slowly seen the change happen. First, we've talked about it already. He thought that his Bujana could save the world and his Babadosi could, turn Top into a good man and this, that, the other. But then slowly but surely, he's the one making these changes. Like, I think I need to give it up. Otherwise, he might get bored and leave me. Oh, I need to do this. I need to change this about myself. And even in that last little conversation he was having there, where it's like, is that what it is? I'm not good enough to make love to, or something like that. Like this feeling of inadequacy. And I hate to see him feel that. Because obviously we knew that we were going to get to this point. We knew he was going to fall. We knew that he was going to find out, and we knew his heart was going to get broken. We knew these story beats were going to happen. That was inevitable. But it sucks to see him potentially take this plummet as a result of getting his heart broken. Kind of similar to how, Ray fell hard into that alcohol and, all of this abuse to deal with stuff from his childhood, his mother, passing, this, that, the other. You know, he fell off the cliff real hard and real fast, and it may not be drugs and alcohol, but it looks as though Mew may also be ready to spiral down a path that I don't want to see him go down, and it's unfortunate. Maybe I'm reading too much into the 20 seconds of preview for next episode I saw, but I'm hoping I'm wrong. I don't want that to be the case. But you know, this happens. This is life. So again, this is not me critiquing the storyteller or anything like that. I'm not saying the storytelling is wrong. I am just discussing the characters and the world in general.
Right.
The storytelling is fine because again, these are people. We've met these people. We've seen these people. We know these people. These people exist in the world. I am not. Topher is not insulting the story.
Right. He's not insulting the story. So stay out of the comments.
Yes, before you get all trigger happy on the comments, I'm not insulting the story. The show is good.
Right.
If anything, you can tell it is a well-written or well-produced show because of how much we have to talk about.
Right.
The script is great. The cinematography is fabulous. Beautiful gowns. It's fabulous. Okay. I'm just talking about the characters.
Right. Edison, what do you think about Mew and Mew's like villain arc?
I'm living for these villain arc. Obviously we don't want to see people being hurt, but this is not the show for that. You know, if Mew was in a different BL and it was like this innocent guy getting his high school crush or like first love and it all worked out for him, that'd be cute. But this is Only Friends and this is more closer to reality, and I think what I'm really proud of for Mew is that he didn't crumble up into a little ball of despair like Nick might have had. I feel like Nick is more of the character to kind of internalize things and stuff like that. But Mew really like stood up for himself, and he was really kind of like, you can't mess with me. Like, am I a joke to you? Because if I am, this is the wrath that you're gonna get in return. And I was like, yes, Mew. Like, I was really, really captivated by how Mew was just letting Top have it, how Mew calculated the reveal of how he knew about the cheating, and he was so
dramatic.
Yeah, he had intent, and it was amazing. And I think I applaud Mew. I applaud villain arc Mew because people who get pushed over, they were nice, and then you push them, and this is what you get. So, you know, this shows the world that you can't mess with the little people or the innocent ones, or like, you know, like, I think it's really great that Mew can stand up for himself, and even if he does get corrupted a little bit, it primes him better for the rest of his life. So we all have to go through the school of something. We all have to grow and change. You can't be innocent forever. The new Mew is really fun.
It's the new Mew is fun, but I think there's going to be a lesson, and with that lesson, there's going to be some pain back on Mew, because the thing about it is, and this is what I see as Mew, and this is what in real life, you have those people who are good friends, and they're good friends, and they'll do anything for you until you fuck them over. And then after you take the really, 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 like, it was like a Rihanna, good girl gone bad. Like, just this is like when somebody,
and then she came out with Umbrella, which was epic.
Who's a ride or die for you, and they're just like ride or die. But also be careful, because those great friends know where the bodies are buried, and so they will come back at you. So going from Mew, then also to Ray and his like, I will say right now, I want to say I apologize. I thought Ray didn't go farther enough, and he didn't reveal, but he did that reveal, and he let Mew know that, and then Mew did what he did with it what he wanted to, and what he wanted to do with it was glorious. But any thoughts about Ray this episode, since we're going back?
I'm still trying to piece together what the purpose of the big explosion in the birthday party was for then. So, like, we already told Mew before that happened, hey, this is what happened. Here's a little text. Your boyfriend was cheating on you. Okay, why did we have to then rain on everyone else's parade after that? Why can't we just let bygones be bygones, or just leave it alone? Because Mew has the information. Top's going home with Mew. It's his birthday. That scenario is going to play out regardless. Ray exploding like that serves no purpose to getting Top and Mew set up for that little showdown at the end. That was going to happen regardless. So I'm like, I don't understand why Ray. And maybe it was an act. Maybe it was, hey, let's make this big scene. But again, I don't understand why. I don't know. I'm a little confused about that aspect.
Maybe because Ray didn't get the immediate reaction from Mew that he thought he was going to get. Like, he thought that it was going, if he gives him this, they'll end it right in there at the party and things like that. But it wasn't happening fast enough for him. So it was out of, alcohol was flowing, but then it was out of frustration that how the fuck is he still, Top is still winning. And you know what? If he's still winning and I can't win, nobody wins. And I want to try and take it all out. But it was like a sloppily thrown hand grenade. Just like,
still kind of holding on.
Right. He actually blew up his own hand because he's like, he unfortunately said that to Sam. But what do you think, Edison?
I think that makes sense. I think we went through the process of Ray trying to decide if he wanted to tell Mew, and then Boston was kind of like, if you do it, you're kind of just as bad as me. But I think Ray finally was like, as a friend, Mew needs to know this, and I'm taking myself out of the picture. Like, he told Mew that he doesn't expect anything out of this in return. He was just like, I'm being a good friend, I think you should have this information. But I think deep down, he probably was hoping that Mew would get a reaction and thank him, or like at least do something. But when he didn't get that reaction, even though he wasn't, saying that he wanted it, I think deep down he did want it. He drank more, and then he got, more intoxicated, and I think he was just angry at how everyone was happy except him. And even though he thought he did the right thing, it wasn't kind of paying off, and I think he was just drunk in that stage. But I think the bigger reason is just to do a misdirection on like how we thought the story would be predictable, and we kind of thought that was the moment that things would blow up. But then, it served to show how Mew could do things in his own way. I think, yeah, the bigger thing is just the to keep things kind of like fresh and funky. Because like in normal shows, you would just have Ray blow things up at the confrontation. But I think how they did it was more interesting, how they revealed it. Because
definitely more interesting.
Because Mew has the like, I'm not so much innocent arc, I love that arc for Mew.
I'm not that innocent.
I was just thinking.
So, and since we're at Ray, let's look at Sam. He like kind of played Nick. What do you think about that? Like, Topher?
It makes me a little sad. Just because the last couple episodes, I'm not gonna say I put Sam on this pedestal, but like, he's been kind of my golden child in this series. Everybody else is doing all kinds of stuff, and he's been the one who's just kind of yes, he's ignoring some of the red flags when it comes to Ray, but like, he's been a good boy. He's a good boy. And now he's showing that he's human. And I'm like, I don't want you to be human. I want you to be my good boy. You were my good boy, baby. Why are you being human? No. So, granted, do I agree with his methods? No, because do I think that he could have just said, hey, Nick, you know that sex tape you recorded? Let me get that. And, Nick may or may not have given it to him. I feel like, because Nick already went about telling him this exists. Nick told him this. Nick didn't have to tell him this sex tape exists. He could have just been like, oh, I'm so pissed off, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, they fucked, and I got it on tape. Here, listen. So Nick already trusts him enough, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like if Nick didn't want people to know, he wouldn't tell people. So if he didn't want this potentially to get out or be used in some way, shape, or form, whether Nick himself used it as well, Nick was trying to use it as leverage over Top however many episodes ago when he met up with him. He was like, hey, I know y'all slept together. And Top was like, Uno reverse, I don't give a fuck. So like Nick was trying to, play his cards or whatever and use it as blackmail. So I don't think Nick necessarily would have an issue with it being used as blackmail. I think Sand very easily could just be like, hey, can I get that tape? I got some things I want to do. You couldn't do it, but I know how this can happen. I can handle this. So I don't agree with his methods of lying to poor Nick, because Nick already gone through stuff. And Nick didn't need, well, maybe Nick did need. I was gonna say Nick didn't need to have his privacy invaded, but I'm like, well, maybe he needed a taste of his medicine, because episode 1, he out here going through the customers' phones talking about, ooh, this is a great dick pic. Ooh, right. Yes, girl, yes. Episode 3, he out here planting spy equipment and recording this, that. So like maybe he does need his.
Nick was watching the trailer for Boston, the Boston experience.
He's like, what? There's a photo, a video of you out there. What? No, I haven't seen that one where you're. Oh, but he probably seen it, but I don't.
Gosh, imagine Nick having to act surprised when he sees Boston's penis for the first time. He's like,
gosh.
No, he put a photo of himself in Boston's phone.
No, but like
So it was already on it. But I don't know about the one thing I question about Nick helping Sand is that there was that moment on the dock where Boston was sad about, oh, there's a video out there about, and it may hurt me and my father. And I felt that Nick kind of was like, he was falling back into it, and he was just like, oh, and then he was thinking about his video, and maybe he doesn't want to hurt him and hurt his father. So I don't know if it's questionable, because Nick is kind of like Nick in too deep. We've been there. Maybe some of us has been there. We just in too deep, and we know it's bad, and it's just there.
Girl, imagine if Boston's dad was the person who legislated marriage equality for Thailand, but then he gets the scandal, and then they don't get marriage equality. It's all Sand and Nick's fault.
What do you think about Edison? What do you think about what Sand did?
It's very important to have these characters be human. In other stories, yes, you have your morally righteous characters to feel comfortable and safe with and to look at, for, okay, this is our protagonist, this is the person who can't do no wrong. But everyone should get a little messy, and I think Sand understandably wants to hurt Top, because Top is such a jerk to him. Like, saying that I can get anyone, including your ex, and belittling somebody, it's just like, who do you think you are? Like, obviously the gay world has validated your existence so much, but it doesn't mean you can treat other people like garbage. So petty revenge is very relatable and understandable, and I think Sand, taking the high road is nigh impossible. Sand is this person from the other spectrum of class, and he has to work his whole life. He has to take care of his mum. Top has everything given to him. And it's just, these circumstances exist, but why rub it in someone's face? Like, the high road is such a fairy tale. It's just inconceivable to reach, that I think this makes Sand more relatable. And grounds the story a bit more for me. And I like that he's getting involved in the shenanigans. So nobody can be like, I'm Sand and I'm perfect, so.
I mean, we still got our lesbians.
Oh. What do you mean? They got shit on this whole episode. They're the worst people in this whole series. What do you mean?
What is it? They like talk.
No.
And that was amazing. They talked and just did something I have personally always like. Communication would solve 78% of these problems.
But then we wouldn't have BLs.
Right. Yeah. It's just like, oh, okay, we just talk. It's just simple communication. So we'll get to the man of the hour. Well, actually, no. This the second man of the hour.
Who's the man of the hour? They all had lots of storyline in this episode.
Let's talk about Top. He didn't play a big role, but he was like central to the story. Any thoughts on Top, Topher?
Great gowns. I keep saying it, and I've said it a million times at this point. I just don't trust him. He may genuinely be trying to change. Like, yes, he made this mistake. He gave it up to Boston in the car, and he kept it a secret. And he may genuinely, since then, have been trying to make the effort to change and be a better man for Mew, this, that, and the other. That may be true. I just don't care. I don't trust him. Yeah. He lost my trust episode 1 and has not done anything to really gain it back. So there's all of these cute romantic moments where I'm like, I can see what this moment is supposed to be. It's cute, I guess. I can see that this is supposed to be a really sweet, cute moment and we are just loving on each other, and that's great. I don't trust you. I don't. And I was sitting here thinking to myself throughout the episode, I'm like, okay, maybe Topher, you need to just calm down. Maybe you just need to chill out, give him the benefit of the doubt, because this has been like 3-4 episodes in a row where he has been a decent human being. So I'm like, okay. But literally 2 minutes after I thought that was the scene with him and Sand, where he's like, I can get anyone I want. I'm like, that's the bitch I didn't trust. Right there. That's it right there. Validated. Nope, I don't trust you. So I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
So basically you were Mew. You were like, oh, 3-4 episodes, he's fine.
Well, because there are so many times in so many of these series, which is why I had to go on give that whole disclaimer of my first speech, where it's like, I'm not insulting the show, guys, where people like, you're reading too much into this. You are going too deep. It is not all that. You need to calm down, blah, blah, blah. Stop bringing the real world in. And I'm like, okay, so sometimes I need to like think to myself, are you just being a little unreasonable with these fictional characters? I'm like, okay, it's been a few episodes. He's been fine. I don't know what the passage of time has been in these episodes. Has it been a week? Has it been 6 months? I don't fucking know. But because from what I've seen in the comment section, apparently it's been months and months and months have passed. So I'm like, okay, so he's been fine for months, I guess. And it seems as though he is making a genuine effort. So I'm like, okay, Topher, reevaluate. Are you not trusting Top because you genuinely don't trust him, like he's still doing shady shit, or are you not trusting Top because he didn't hurt my feelings, but he hurt your feelings back in episode 1 and you want to be a petty bitch and you don't want to let go of that? Like, are you hating on him because he's actually a bad guy, or are you hating on him because you've got your emotional wall up against this character because you don't want to get your feelings hurt in this? Not that I'm in the show, but like, do you hate him because he's bad, or do you hate him because you just want to hate on this character? So right. I'm like, okay, give him the benefit of the doubt. He's been fine the last 2 episodes. Maybe he's genuinely making the change and you are just out here being sour because you're a petty bitch. I don't know. But then he said whatever he said at the hospital. I'm like, see, that's the shit I'm talking about. I'm validated. Fuck that shit. Fuck this bitch. I don't trust him.
You're the girl that I thought I knew you were, or something like that.
You see, you're that girl. You're that girl. He gave that similar speech to Nick, and what she was like, oh, you know what, I'm the shit, and things like that. So it just shows that he hasn't really changed a lot. Everybody else is changing. Mew's changed. So it shows that he's so far been a static character. What do you think about it, Edison?
I think Top is the least complicated and most boring character in the cast, but only because he's not hard to decipher. I don't think he has the depth or ambiguity. For me, like, Top is the privileged person who comes from the high class, and so he carries that, not necessarily baggage, but that persona and like that upbringing with him. But I think he genuinely likes Mew. I think he genuinely wants to settle down. I think he wants to change to fit into Mew's life, and he's changing himself for just Mew, but he's not changing the rest of himself. And so he's kind of like a wolf in sheep's clothing with Mew. And I think he regrets sleeping with Boston. He had a moment of lapse of clarity, but
for some reason,
I don't think there's complexity to him moving forward. I think he just wants to get back in Mew's good books. He wants to keep trying, but he's still gonna at heart be the privileged rich boy. So, you know, there's gonna be a bit of conflict there in how that's gonna adapt to being with Mew. But in the end, I feel like predictably he'll reconcile and win Mew over, but we'll see. I don't think there's much more else for that character.
We haven't gotten a lot of depth. And all of the changes that Top has made has been surface level. There's not been any depth. But by the same token, we have not gotten depth to this character. We've gotten depth to everybody's backstory and all this stuff. We even got something from Boston. So we're still waiting for that Top episode about, you know, how he's really raised by his aunts and his parents really died and they got all the money. And so yeah, Top is just like, he's an enigma. So the man of the hour, Boston.
Is he the man of the hour?
He is the
Boston
man of
is innocent.
What do you think about Boston so far? He had like, it just seemed like it was his episode. It was his backstory, a little bit of backstory, and then also all of that kind of stuff. What do you think about it?
I think that Boston, yes, we got a little bit more backstory. We got him fleshed out a little bit more. Mama's off in the US living her best life. Why aren't you with your mama instead of your daddy? I don't know. I feel like there's a storyline that we could possibly explore there. But I feel like he is still very much the calculating, game playing opportunist that he's been this entire time. And now, like, people are starting to call him out on it, and now it's when the fun drama is going to start coming out. I've been waiting. We're digging. We're getting closer and closer to this messy thing. It's like, okay, now we got people out here with dramatic reveals and wig reveals for this secret and that, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, now we're bringing out I love it. Give it to me. So now we're gonna finally see some messy ass shenanigans. But yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's a very bright kid. He's very bright. I won't say that he is like book smart, because I don't know that we've seen anything that proves that, but he is intelligent. He is observant. He is intelligent. He knows how to read people. He knows how to push people's buttons. He knows what button to push where to get the result that he wants to get. And he is very good at playing games. We saw it in the Red Room or whatever it was, when Nick's like, oh, you're leaving me for America, and I'm just a waste of time to you. And he's like, oh, why? What's wrong? And Nick's like, nothing. I just gotta get. It's like, oh, you know something's wrong. You don't have to lie to me. What's wrong, baby? And it's like, bitch, you just got done telling me I was essentially a waste of your time. You didn't say it in those words, but in Nick's head, you just got done telling me I am a waste of your time because you were just going to go to America once you graduate high school. If you graduate high school, what college, wherever the hell we are. Like, you are going to America, so I'm just a waste of time. So, yes, my feelings are hurt. So then he rolls around like, oh, baby, you know you're my number one. It's like, I don't want to be number one. There shouldn't be any other numbers. I don't want any other number in this equation. I want just me. And it's like, oh, come on, baby. You know I care about you and I want to spend time with you. And he starts grabbing him from behind, right around the waist. I'm like, that move will do it just about every time. That waist grab will get you. That waist grab is dangerous. So as soon as, he started pouting and whatnot, Boston went in with that waist grab. He's like, baby, what's wrong? And it's like, he's melting. He's trying to put up a fight, and Boston's like, oh, come on, kiss, rub. And he's like, shit. Okay, well, I'll try again next week. Right. But like, Boston knows what he's doing. Same thing when Ray came and tried to call him out. Boston flipping the script like, hey, you came to call me out, but don't forget, if you tell him, you are just as bad as me. And I'm like, no, that is bullshit. If I tell him, yes, I have feelings involved here, but like, somebody who is Mew's friend needs to tell him. Y'all keep out here saying that you are Mew's friend and nobody is telling him. I'm counting up the number of people in this cast who know this secret who are not Mew. And all y'all want to call yourselves Mew's friend. I'm like, why does the milkman down the road know that Top slept with Boston in this car and Mew does not know? But Boston knows if I say this, it's going to get Ray to not say a damn thing, because Ray is going to take what I'm saying in this moment to heart and he's going to take it seriously and it's going to fuck with his brain. Boston knows what he's doing. He's playing games. He's a game player. He's not a Cancer. Go on ahead.
But you know what? I do feel that
it might be a Cancer.
Right. Because Boston is really, he may not be like book smart, but he's very street smart. And he's that quick thinking on your feet when you're even putting into like a corner, you know how to strategize and get yourself out and just do there and do that. Even when you're caught, you're not caught, So I can see that. You look like you have some thoughts, Edison, on Boston.
I mean, it's probably going to reflect badly on me, but I do have a lot of sympathy for Boston from this episode. Just from the little snippets we get and the stuff that I'm extrapolating, I feel like Boston is a very lonely child who is fighting for the validation from his dad, ultimately. His dad is kind of like, I know he was joking when he said, are you proud of me? But I think he really meant it, because his dad's like, you're not very good at school. Why are you bothering with photography? You should be taking over the business. And I think he doesn't have a great relationship, which is why he really cares about keeping his dad's political career. And I think they're going to build that up. They're going to build up his relationship with his dad. So once it leaks that, whatever happened affects his dad's career, it really will affect him. And I think because he's so lonely, he's gonna resort to whatever he has to kind of keep companionship and affection within his grasp. Not like, I do feel bad for Nick, but I understand why Boston still wants to engage in these activities but still not commit to a relationship, because he doesn't know what his future is going to be like. Everyone else's future, I think, is a bit more clear. I see Boston being one of the more sympathetic characters towards the end, heading towards it, because some people might say it's calmer, but there's such a bias against Boston's promiscuity in the show that I feel like he's kind of being unjustly hated on. Yes,
don't slut shame your friends.
Yes, he's done some bad things, but every time they say he's slutty and he's heartless, I think that's a bit too far. Apart from not caring about Mew's feelings when he slept with Top, I think he has a point in which everyone is so like righteous about themselves and their lifestyle that it was in his mind the whole time how Ray was like, you're not better than me, Ray. Just because you think you're doing the right thing doesn't make your morality better than mine. I mean, you're an alcoholic. I think Ray treating him like they're not on the same level, really cut to Boston. I think Boston has a point sometimes where people do look down on him. Yes.
As far as Boston being sexually promiscuous, that is not what he should be looked down on at all.
No.
Not at all. Not for any of this, because I am a very sex positive person, and if you want to have a lot of sex, that's good. If you want to have no sex, that's fine. It's your choice. And that's what sex positivity should be about. It's not just about, oh yay, people who want to have a lot of sex, but it's your choice about what you do with your body and like how you know yourself. For Boston, it's his intent and his willfulness want to hurt people, because he is, and this is what all great storytelling, like I said a couple of episodes, is like you have round characters where you start them here and then they go around and things like that. And I knew that Boston was going to try and get a redemption arc or whatever, and seeing that he's lonely and he's not using sex for sex, but for sex for companionship. And he's just looking for companionship from anyone and get that outside the validation, which he doesn't get at home. And that's why I was saying the relationship between Boston and his father is very real, because what his father is doing is like, oh yeah, son, you're out there, you're spreading your wild oats, and you're not with anyone anywhere. And that's what you get sometimes from fathers with their sons, and they're like, you can go out there and go do that, and but you're not too smart. They're like, what the hell? Like, why are you saying this to his face?
His dad seems very like nonchalant also about him going to New York. Like, he's just kind of like, yeah, you're going to New York.
His dad feels like he's trying to be like his college buddy. He feels like a friend versus like, hey, this is my dad who's disciplining and raising blah blah blah. It feels like, oh buddy, you're so, but you can be friends with your kids, that's fine. I love my mama. Me and my mama was at my show tonight. Like, we cut up, we have us a good time. She was front row every time I said, you can fuck me in the bathroom, you can fuck me, blah 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 blah. It was a very explicit song. She was out there screaming and hollering, yeah, that's my baby. I don't want to get your channel demonetized, but
we don't make any money.
But like, you can be friends with your parents, that's fine. But it feels like just in that little brief interaction I had with them, and I could be wrong, and like Edison said, we may develop more with their relationship. But in that little bit I got there, it felt more like, yeah, we're bros. We're you're my son, but yeah, we're friends. And yeah, you're stupid. Why do you go live with your mama? I love you, kid. Hey, I don't know, but I hope we get more of his dad, because his dad is fine as hell. I don't want it to be Prawn's dad from Bad Buddy and we get 2 episodes and that's it. I'm like, no, this man is fine as hell. Y'all didn't take us on a family trip to the beach, get this man in a bathing suit, right? Nothing. This is a crime. So hopefully get more of Boston's dad, because
But how does the Plow Me song go?
So this is the thing. I think that it was never like a supportive role to just tell him, you stupid, and I'm going to send you off to live with your mother. Like that is not something that's well on your child's psyche, All of the bad parenting is flowing out into the friends group. So that makes me afraid to be a parent, because like, if I fuck this up, that one little kid is going to go out into the world. And like, so.
And then they won't get marriage equality in Thailand.
It hinges on Boston's dad. Right.
Boston's dad
is now canon.
Come on.
Nick. Oh, what do you think about Nick?
I think that he makes me sad. Because at this point, he, like you said, after that scene when Boston was like, hey, baby, what's wrong? Blah, blah, blah. Like, he knows. he has every single receipt in the book. Like his receipt book is full. He knows Boston is not the one for him. He knows that Boston is using him for some means. He may not know what those means are, but Boston is using him to satisfy something in Boston. Boston's not, and Boston may genuinely have some sort of vested interest. We'll find out later down the road. Who knows? But right now, Boston is playing games with his feelings. He knows Boston is playing games with his feelings. He's letting Boston play games with his feelings. He is just out here like, you know what? I don't even know if he's at the point anymore where it's like, I can change him, I can fix him. I just think he's just like, I'll take what I can get. I am so head over heels for this man who don't want a damn thing to do with me, but you know what? I'll take it. I will let him fuck around with my feelings because at least I get to spend time with him. At least I get some sort of feelings of butterflies in my stomach for 20 minutes before some other man walks around and fucks it up. Like, at least I can trick my brain into thinking that we are in some sort of relationship until Boston opens his mouth and lets me know that we're not in a relationship. I just feel sad. I feel sad for him.
I feel sad for him also because I can relate to some of that as a young DC at like about 19.
What would you say to baby DC?
And it's just like it's just that feeling of here we are again. So like, here we are again. I emote towards all these characters, but I emote towards not the thievery and like breaking laws and stuff like that, but that feeling of position of just like, I know this. Why don't I stop? Why can't I keep my boundaries? Because, oh my goodness, my neck, my small of my back. Where'd those boundaries go? Oh, darn you, boundaries. Darn you.
It's like all logic is telling you, no, this is bad. Don't do this. But there's just something in your brain that's like, you know what? Fuck that logic. I don't want to hear that. You just kiss me. Just kiss me. It's fine.
And it's not even like you're past the point of this time is going to be different. You're just like, fuck it.
I mean, props to Mark first for like depicting Nick so well. Like, I think the hurt in his eyes is very convincing. For Nick, I can definitely agree and feel that he is holding on with his claws to any glimmer of hope that he can change Boston, you know? And then every time Boston says something on the contrary, it feels like another bullet kind of hits his heart. And this whole thing about New York and this relationship, you know, not going anywhere, it's all very sobering, and Nick is fighting an internal battle about him versus himself. When Boston tells Nick that he's his number one and all that stuff, and that he's not seeing anybody else, or like, you know, he's his favorite, or like he only sees the cute ones again, it really gives Nick hope, obviously. I can see that Nick is way too deep into his feelings to pick himself up and get out of the relationship. And I think he's gonna be collateral somehow. I don't know in what capacity, but because people wanna hurt Boston, Nick is gonna either fight for him and get hurt, or he's gonna get blamed for the recording.
Oh Lord, please don't let nobody die.
He gonna die. This is not what I wanted for you, Mark. This is not the ship I wanted.
But then maybe this is how we get introduced to Mark Ford. Like, you know, Neo Mark was this occasion, and then Ford is an angel or something. I don't know. He doesn't want the recording to get out there, but he's gonna get blamed for it eventually for having it in the first place.
He should.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know a few episodes back I said that Nick was giving me single white female vibes, and He still was, but I feel like Mew is also about to go down that path. We about to find a skin bunny rabbit somewhere. Mew's about to go off. And while I hate to see it happen, I'm going to enjoy watching the world burn. Here's some gas, baby. You can borrow my matches.
I really enjoyed the interconnectedness and interwoven motivations and actions of all the characters that they've built up, you know, how everyone's kind of related, because I was a bit worried that we just have silos of the BL couples. And I hope we can continue like this momentum. Just nervous about the storyline for Top and Mew being like, how can Top win Mew back over? Because that would be kind of meh. I want to see more like how the aftermath. I want to see the aftermath and how it'll play out, and I hope there's still more, because like that was the first half, Top cheating with Boston, and you know there's that scandal. I'm like, okay, what's next? Like, how else can we keep this going? So I hope there's further things to investigate, or maybe they'll just go back to their parents. I don't know.
Okay, well, that brings this video to an end. We want to thank you very much for staying and just joining with us. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a subscribe, follow this channel. Also, follow the lovely Topher down there.
Y'all gotta follow
and all the information, and follow us and all Twitter and all that down and below.
Oh, not my alt Twitter. What?
I said no, on Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter. Okay. Yes, I have Twitter.
So
Topher's gonna sing "Plow Me in the Bathroom."
No, so I would like to say, and after we turn off the, I hope to see you guys next week for episode. Was it
7?
Episode 7. So see you then.
7 men in the bathroom. Okay, bye.
Oh,
bye. Later.